Hey guys, so I'm back. If y'all noticed, I went away for a little bit. I just wanted to make some changes. I had some stuff going on in my personal life, actually a lot of stuff going on right now, but I needed to go through some healing, and you know, I have to take care of myself. And I really appreciate you guys and all the comments and messages that I received about where I am and missing me. And y'all don't know how much that means to me. It means a lot that y'all are all kind of consciously aware whenever I've disappeared and that you miss me. But I'm back. I've had some experiences that hopefully will bring more knowledge and more knowing to my readings that could help in the process with you guys as well. So, you know, we're always continuously learning, aren't we? So 3 piles here to choose from. So pile 1 here is the Final Rose Tarot. Now this is a brand new deck. I'm really excited to use it because I've been playing with it, guys, for a long time since I got it. But I'm really excited to use it on camera because it's so pretty. You're gonna love it. It's off Etsy too, and I'll leave that in the description box so you know where to find it. And then this is a piece of one of my favorites. It's called actually the Wine or Aqua Cora. Oh, good grief. Are we in Mercury retrograde right now? What the heck? So Wine or Fire Aqua Quartz Crystal, okay? Tower. So that will be pile 1. Pile 2 is the Moon Witch, and this is also brand new, and I'm very excited to use. And it's very pretty as well, but it's off Etsy as also. And then this is a piece of rose quartz, aqua rose quartz crystal heart. And then pile 3 is the Influence of the Angels Tarot. And then this is a piece of pyrite, and I actually just got this yesterday in the mail. And I also have new brand new crystals on their way. I'm really excited about them, so y'all keep an eye out for that. Okay guys, so I'm gonna get started. So we got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Timestamps are down below. This is gonna be a mystery reading. So whatever pops up, and I'll see you at your pile. Hey pile 1, sorry, kind of shaking the camera there a little bit. So if you chose the Final Rose Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So I wanted to just kind of say that, you know, I don't know what's going to come out in this reading, but so I don't know how long it's going to be, just FYI. I don't know if it's going to be 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. Y'all know me, so it'll probably be at least 30 minutes, right? But what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look to see what your overall is up here with some oracles. These are the Oracle of the 7 energies. And then we'll go into tarot, and then we'll get some advice. We'll get some charms, perhaps. And cross your fingers and hope and pray that we're not interrupted. But I doubt that's going to happen. So let's take a look here, pile 1, and see what it is that Spirit's wanting to pull out here. Ooh, man, I haven't been here in a while, guys, and it's funny because you start to feel all the energy like come in. Okay. Pile 1. What do I need to know about pile 1, Spirit? What do I need to know about pile 1? Your story. Okay. So let's see what they gave us here. A Grand Symphony. Number 27. I laugh because I have the hardest time saying that word. Number 2, Roots of Abundance. And then we have Into Me I See and Wish Upon a Star. Wow, aren't these awesome? Wow, they're so pretty. Okay. Oh, pile 1. So then number 39, number 8, number 2, and number 27. May be relevant for someone. Give me just a minute so I can take a look here and see what I'm seeing. Okay, guys. So, pile one. I feel like you have recently went through some sort of grand experience here with Grand Symphony. The number 27 adds up to 9, so 9 is going to be the Hermit in Tarot, and it's, you know, it's about you having introspection about something, which brings me down here to Into Me I See and Wish Upon a Star. Especially two roots of abundance, because I feel like this is coming from something that's deep down within. With these two being right here in the center, it's basically saying you're coming from something that's deep rooted within inside of you that you feel like there's an abundance of, and you're moving into a place to where you can see that within yourself. And I feel like with the information that you have here progressing forward, you want to get to a place to where you can kind of hope and wish that from the information that you have moving forward, that everything's going to kind of fall down or come into play for you. Yeah. This card right here is kind of emotional because it's kind of, it's pulling this inner child stuff into this equation here. So these may have actually been things that you could have been completely unaware of here that have recently come into play in your life in some kind of way. Whatever that you felt was grounded or the way things were, it's almost like Spirit's having you go back into time and from your past and kind of change the narrative in some kind of way moving forward. I feel as if you are, you're gaining new information or new experiences about the roots of where you came from in some kind of way. And this is like something that's transforming. And this is a cycle, guys. This is a cycle that you've completed here. This is a healing cycle that you've completed. It has to do with your inner child. And it's something that you recently just became aware of. And when it hit you big. I mean, and it could have been something that someone came along and kind of whispered to you in a way. Something that you just didn't know before. They made you become more aware of it. And because of them kind of saying something to you, you know, it's funny, we can go through our lives and we can have like little phrases or just a simple sentence or something that comes from our past that someone says that just kind of sparks us to look at things in a completely different way than we saw them before. And it makes us, our brains kind of analyze that. You know, part of that comes from the fact that when we experience trauma in our lives, there's an area around that traumatic experience that we completely block out. And sometimes in life, whether you're actually looking for it or you're not looking for it, things come along that kind of spark us to see things in a different way than we saw them before. And especially when it comes to other people's experiences. So this could be like in the way of two people that grew up and experienced the same surroundings, had different ways of experiencing those surroundings and how things kind of played out for them. It depends on the story the narrative, you know, that we tell ourselves and how we're projecting that onto others. So these two people could have had the same similar experience, but this one could have experienced it in a completely different way than the other person. And it's because everyone's different and we're coming from different places, different backgrounds, different pains, and we express that outwardly onto others. So if you're in an experience like this and then you experience some kind of trauma, somebody might block a lot of some stuff out and the other person might not. And sometimes later they'll ignite those into the other person, and it will make them start to question it enough to where if they keep questioning it, they'll be able to see things they didn't see before. And it opens up the door to healing that in a whole different way. And, you know, we have to always be very careful about how we perceive others, because we're coming from the eyes of our own pain and whatever we've experienced in life. And sometimes we may look at someone and think that we have them completely figured out, but everybody's experiencing things differently in life. And you don't necessarily know exactly what that person went through, how they experienced it, what they all experienced. You know, some people too can be very private about certain things, and fear and worry of putting it out there and how it would be returned. So you never know. You just never, ever, ever know what someone has experienced or what they're going through. So it's very hard for us to kind of put that judgment on them, but we still do. Because we have to, in a way. You know, we have to have that discernment take place to know who we should interact with and who we shouldn't. And I think this is kind of an understanding here that you're coming into, that you're experiencing right now. And I think that this is awareness, a self kind of awareness that you're stepping into, especially pertaining deep down into your roots. Whatever this is, it's making you understand how you see things and why you see them in that way. So for instance, if there is a deep-rooted, maybe a deep-rooted kind of pain due to the cause of betrayal in some kind of way, then immediately you're going to, you know, kind of put that on others without kind of giving them the empathy, without being able to completely see that experience through their experience without any emotion involved. That's what empathy is. I think some people kind of get that misinterpreted in some kind of way. Empathy is not compassion, and it's kind of two in the same, but it's about completely detaching yourself from your own experiences, from your own emotion. And some people can't do that. Some people cannot detach emotionally from their own way of living things to be able to see how the other person kind of experienced those things through their eyes. It's not the easiest thing to do, you know, it's not. But it's also, in a way, it's very rewarding, because it's more Christ consciousness. It's more for you to be able to see people unconditionally loving and, you know, have a certain acceptance that goes into that. And I think that this is some kind of new awareness that you've come into that's helped you and allowed you to step better into your faith and allowing destiny to take place, as far as knowing that everything is meant for your highest good. I think that you've released a lot of control pertaining to the situation, which is also a very hard thing, I think, for you to do, is, of course it is. Because if you're on the other end of that, you know, we don't want others to see us in a negative light. And it's hard to accept that people around us that we love and we care about could see us in any kind of negative way without having that opportunity for them to allow empathy in. It's a very hard thing. But it's so much more rewarding too, internally, if we can go to that place where we kind of acceptance, and allow things just to be. You know, at some point you just have to get to there, because if you don't get to there, you block out freedom from your fears, freedom from that toxicity that stays inside of you. You know, you have to be able to kind of take a deep breath and say, you know, they just don't know. And you know, you could kind of pray for that person, or however it is for you guys and what you believe in, that they'll see things differently someday, or whatever. But at some point, you kind of have to put that into faith and allow yourself to keep moving forward, knowing that there's just a bigger plan out there about it. So this is the number 12, which adds up to 3, which is that healing. It's growth, you know, growth. And I think that this is also kind of emotional growth for you as well. But it's like you're giving this hope to your inner child. You know, you're loving yourself enough to not be judgmental on yourself, even the way that maybe others kind of are perceiving you. You're nurturing this inner child here, and this is the emotional side of it. You're nurturing this inner child here to love and appreciate yourself regardless, which I don't feel like been an easy task. Okay. Okay, let's get some tarot. So if you resonate with that. Guys, I have to say my readings are probably going to be a little bit deep for a while because of the healing that I went through, and then it's just I've been away for a little while, so this just tends to happen. But I just have to do my duty here. I'm just putting out whatever whatever comes to the readings and how it's being expressed. Somebody needs to hear it, I feel. So okay, so I'm gonna keep going, keep on keeping on. Okay, so let's get this tarot. Y'all are gonna love this tarot. It's so awesome. Okay, how energy is very strong. Okay. Of the 4 flutes in reverse. That's the 4 cups in reverse, which is about having sudden awareness and seeing through looking glass, you know, seeing through that lens. She's on the other side of the mirror here, and it's in reverse. So she's being able to see things in a different way. This is the 2 of Swords. Page of Swords in reverse. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Knew that was coming. I got the Devil. I have the 7 of Wands here with the Chariot. So I'm gonna in the bottom of the deck is the Lovers in reverse. Of course I'm gonna get some clarifiers, but I want to tell you what I'm seeing for so far. Okay, hope that y'all can see all these really good. Something else that I want to point out is this deck also has words at the bottom of it that are representation of that card. So I'm gonna repeat those real quick. So I'm going to start here with the 4 cups where you have reflection. We have the 2 of Swords where you have 2 on 1. We have the, we have the Page of Swords in reverse with the Gossip. We have the 10 of Pentacles here with Hometown. We have the, we have the Devil here with the Villain. We have the 7 of Wands with drama and the Chariot with limo. Guys, if y'all can't tell by the way these are said, we also have the Lovers here in reverse, the bottom of the deck, which is significant here because this is representing that there's two people here that had some sort of kind of relationship here, a decision. This is being at a crossroads and things aren't in balance. There's a disharmony here that has took place. Now under that, we have the Queen of Swords here, which is called the bitch. So with the Queen of Swords being here, and then the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is the Optimist in reverse, with the Lovers in reverse. This is information here, not good information here, that has kind of been sent to cause disharmony, disruption. You know, I want to say that it's coming from this bitch place because it's the Queen of Swords. She's very cutthroat, you know. But she comes from, I want to explain to you this Queen of Swords. I think that this is important because this is this whole experience here, and I think this is part of the enlightenment that you need to come into. Whoever this is to you that caused some kind of disruption here in your life, this Queen of Swords is someone, the reason the Queen is this way is because she's experienced a lot of pain in her life. She's experienced a lot of betrayal in her life. And she's learned how to detach her emotions when it comes to something that she feels like is right or wrong. You know, she's someone that can just tell you the truth and be honest and be open and be in control and secure about what she believes in, because she's capable of detaching her emotions away from that belief. So whoever this is, know that this person has experienced pain. You know, this person's experienced a lot of pain. She's not this way just because she is a bitch. She's this way because of what she's been through. And I think that's really important here. Empathy is a big part of this reading, I feel like. So I feel like that's something that's lacking in this whole situation. But that's something that you need to pay close attention to. Also, we also have strength here. And death. And the Queen of Flutes. This is a relationship. With the Magician in reverse. So I feel like somebody felt like something was out of their hands. And seeing that the heart that's in this person's hands here on this card, and it's called the Caretaker, which is the Queen of Cups in reverse. I feel like somebody felt like they have given someone their heart here, okay? And I feel like they feel like it wasn't treated in their best way. And because of that, there was some kind of ending here. This is death. There's some kind of ending that took place here. And, you know, there's an energy here of this person still kind of being at a standstill. Still kind of, it's like the bags are packed, but they're still kind of standing there. I mean, look at the way he's looking at his bag. Like, okay, you know, it's like when right before you leave, and you look at your stuff and you're like, okay, should I leave yet? Did I get everything? Am I sure I got everything? You know what I mean? You have to do one more loop around. This is the energy I'm feeling in this card here. So it's almost like this person that feels, I feel like, betrayed in some kind of ways, is not completely left the situation either. You know, I have to say too, this could also be this person seeing this other person here from the Queen of Cups to more of this Queen of Swords. But the Page of Pentacles on top of this is someone that is procrastinating. procrastinating with, I mean, it could be bad news. It could be not the right news. Not the right news. It's not good information that was carried out here. And I think that there was definitely ulterior motive that played into this. So we have opening up here. This is strength. This is about having some kind of triumph or victory, or having to endure a lot and being stronger than you thought you were. There's definitely someone here, I feel like, that's tied into a situation that they're trying to understand so that they know better in which direction they need to take. But this is definitely a relationship here. You may have experienced that someone... Okay. Pile 1. You may have experienced giving your heart here to someone and them not taking it in a way and kind of ending things here with you. And that was something that you had to kind of endure or go through experience that made you more into this Queen of Swords energy and caused you to kind of be in a way of either being distracted or having a lack of progress moving forward with a relationship. That's interesting. Okay. Overall, this is you coming into a sudden awareness about what decision you need to make moving forward. This page of swords in reverse, which is called the gossip, is funny because the way that I'm seeing it is something that you feel like you're kind of, it's negative. You know, it's a negative piece of information here. So I'm curious to see what clarifier will come out with that. You may feel like because of this, you may experience some sort of loss in your surroundings with hometown here. So someone that feels like the Ten of Pentacles, that feels like they have everything that they need, they're prosperous, they're successful, they're hardworking, you know, they kind of, if you see yourselves in this way or around you, it could be something that you're afraid of losing. So however way that kind of fits for you, it's something that you feel like there's an instability that took place there. With the Devil here, this is the negative thoughts. I think that you found yourself kind of trapped into these negative thoughts. I think that you're someone that just became suddenly aware to a decision that was made or an argument. I say argument, and this is the Two of Swords, but the way that I'm seeing this, you have these two kangaroos that are obviously battling one another here. So it's almost like you're trying to make this decision based off of an argument that was made. Trying to turn this gossip around in some kind of way, you know? And the Devil, it's interesting too, because you have the Devil here that's kind of whispering in her ear. And then here you actually have the Devil, but this Devil's in tears. It's almost like this could be kind of a representation of you feeling like you've been turned out to be some kind of devil here. And the loss that you're going to experience from that is significant. Having to accept this. And this is what I was talking about up here. Having to accept how others perceive you and moving forward. And it's funny that we end with that similar thing. With the Seven of Wands, when it comes up in reverse, is well, it's not in reverse. Why did I say that? It's someone that's kind of putting up that guard, right? Being challenged to kind of defend their self here in a situation. And you have the Chariot on top of that. So it's you moving forward in a positive direction for yourself, kind of having confidence that things are going to work out, which is the same energy that I got up here. So, you know, defending your footing, defending this drama here that took place and how it was a representation of you, and moving forward, or trying to move forward in a positive direction, trying to take the reins here. You know, I have to say this may also come across as a way of understanding for you moving forward, and we'll see what happens with advice. But it's kind of Spirit saying to hold your footing here in faith, so that you can move into a positive direction. Because number 7, guys, is the divine number. You know, it's about moving forward, striving forward, things being in alignment and reflecting on what was, moving forward. So I think it's an overall message here for you to keep doing that if you are, and if you haven't, and to do it, start doing that. Oh my goodness. So we have quality time in reverse. This is the 6 of Pentacles. So there's some kind of awareness that plays into this about there not being an equal balance of give and take. And that could go in there as well, as we saw, you know, giving your heart or your emotion to someone that wasn't considered in the same way that maybe you considered them. Not thinking about your heart in a situation or a circumstance. And I feel like there's some kind of time associated with this, a length of time that's associated around that it took someone else a long time to come into this awareness that there was an unbalance here of some sort. 2 of Swords. Please. Look at that. I have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, it's that unbalance that's coming out to play. Staying here is the decisions that were made here were not balanced. The decisions that were made were I don't know why this can't come out right. I know why. Because they're wanting to focus on kind of a future energy or someone else's energy in this scenario. So if you understand that, just stick with me. Take it how it resonates. The 2 of Swords could be a decision moving forward and being indecisive about that. You know, there's a certain sense to moving forward here where you're not wanting to fully commit to an outtake of the situation. You're not wanting to fully put yourself into a place to where you are sitting at that crossroads and, you know, you're kind of being in denial about a situation this way or that way. And if you take this road, you know, there's kind of no looking back from that. And trying to figure out what's the best balance here moving forward? How do I move forward, you know, without understanding the whole situation here? Yeah. That's kind of what we saw up here. You know, people making decisions about you or a judgment on you without knowing, but things aren't in balance here is what they're saying. I feel like with everything that's coming out that's unbalanced, it's kind of an indicator that, you know, at some point those things will have to turn themselves around. At some points those scales will have to be balanced. You know, justice will have to come out in this. And this may have been misinterpreted in some kind of way, being in reverse. So we have the Moon and the Influencer. Boy, that's important, isn't it? Because we have gossip here with the Page of Swords in reverse, which is that negative, you know, is gossip. It's not good news. Someone's kind of that messenger spreading that gossip around. You have the Moon, which is the illusions, you know, not knowing what's real and what's not. And then the Influencer here with the 9 of Pentacles. Again, this is another representation of someone misinterpreting or being unaware of someone else. There's an influence of someone else in this situation as well. This could be someone that's very, okay, they're giving me self-absorbed. I hate saying that because of what we're learning here, but that's the word that they're giving me. You could see this person as being someone that's kind of self-focused, kind of. So when they do things in this situation with the moon and the Page of Swords, it's like they're doing this off of what's going to influence themselves the best in this situation. You know, I mean, look at her. She's looking in the mirror. You know, I don't normally see this card like this, but it came out with the moon. The moon is the illusions of what took place. You know, the moon is the card of where you have two people that are sitting there in those towers. You have those towers that are there, and they're just looking. They're looking out for deception. You know, they're looking out for what's real and what's not. And that's what's taking place here. This information that you received or someone received about you has caused you to look out for what's hidden, or you're searching for what's hidden there. Feeling the unbalance and how you can kind of move out of this and move forward. So the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. There's the Empress. So you may be someone that's you see yourselves in a situation to where you maybe have rebuilt yourself in some kind of way, created a new life for yourself and new opportunities. It's the Divine Feminine energy here, embracing that growth, embracing moving forward. Two things I'm getting from this. One is a advice, or one is a kind of the lesson in this. Unfortunately, we're always learning, you know, moving forward. This is a loss that you've experienced because of this situation. So this is a breakdown of, this could be family, this could be a home, this could be a, you know, it's the Ten of Pentacles. We've already been through this. I don't want to stick on it too much longer, but it's about having a stable environment around you. And this could have been that relationship with the Lovers there in reverse. But the Empress is coming and saying, you know, I have this Empress energy to provide or to build or to grow from. And I'm coming from this lack place, destruction, instability. Now the message behind that is that the lesson, I think, kind of is to how to rebuild yourself moving forward, how to rebuild, how to get your Empress energy back moving forward. You know, she's not in reverse, guys. She's still upright. She still has, there's still a certain amount of dignity that she carries with her moving forward. Yeah. You just don't feel it in this moment, you know, and that's something that you're going to have to rebuild back, moving on. And here comes the negative thoughts with the Devil. You know, and you may have went through a period of anger. I have the Seven of Swords. Wow. For the wrong reasons. That's the name of this card. For the wrong reasons. The Seven of Swords is that secret, or that there's a certain amount of negativity that's going into this, playing into this big time. That you feel, or someone else feels, like something was done for the wrong reasons with the Devil here. You know, let's think about the Devil for a second. Why not? Let's give him some attention. Because this is this is part of the healing process. You know, you don't have to, well, you do, but human beings, we learn through suffering, and it's true. That's how we evolve. But so the Devil plays a big role into that. But the Devil himself, okay, he's about temptation. He's about being seduced. He's about the material world. Overabundance, right? So the Seven of Swords is about deception. It's about secrets, things not exactly what they seem. And this is called for the wrong reasons. So I think this devil here, and the reason that she's in tears is because there's a disbelief that goes into this, a judgmental thing that goes into this, that plays into this, misunderstanding definitely that plays into this, moving forward. But this Empress having to be acknowledged as this devil energy and being in this deceptive kind of energy here is, you know, not a good place to be. And it's almost kind of strange to see the devil in tears. That's the whole point, I think, that they're trying to get at, is this devil's in tears. I think that there's a level of kind of remorsefulness that plays into this. But this is a total misunderstanding as well. Misinformation. Frustrating. Okay. Let's move forward. There's 7 sevens out here. I just realized that. This means that luck is on your side. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward. You know, the Chariot. Keep doing that. Keep moving forward. Don't allow yourself to be in this devil energy for too long, feeling this negativity of whatever's been taking place here. Embody this Empress energy, guys. Try to embody this Empress energy. Moving forward, you know, whatever you did for your reasons that you did them. I want to see that. Why is the show me one more for this Empress. I want to know this Empress. Look at that. Look at that. 2 of flutes. 2 of cups. That's why she did it. Imagine that. I think that you're being very much so, you're in the burner. You're in the burner, guys. Tell me about the 7 of Swords. Tell me more about the 7 of Swords. Okay, well, they just gave me a whole thing. So we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. It says shoulder to cry on in reverse. This is something that you feel like is a burden that you've been wanting to let go of or change. We have here to make friends, the 3 of Cups. This is a reunion. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is the beauty queen. Queen of Wands is someone that kind of, you know, is confident moving forward, has courage and strength, lots of strength in her beliefs moving forward. I think that they're wanting you to understand with the 7 of Swords, to be aware that this burden, I feel like that you're carrying here, there's going to be a radical change that takes place. I think there's going to be a way for this situation to come back together with here to make friends. And you just need to have confidence in that moving forward, okay? You just need to have confidence in yourself and courage within yourself that things are going to work out the way that you're wanting them to. Okay. We have the 7 of Wands here with the Chariot. Let me get that real quick and then we'll go to other stuff. 7 of Wands, Chariot. Look at that. The Knight, guys. I just got a message. Look at that. You have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And look, there's that. Oh my goodness. Look, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Wow, okay, there's the bottom of the story message as well. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. This is funny to me because it's the that 7 of Wands, that defensiveness, right? And moving more into a positive direction. You have this Knight of Pentacles. You know, the Knight is determined, slow, but has everything that they need to kind of finish where they started. You know, having like, it's about common sense, and it's called the late bloomer. So it makes me feel like 2 things I'm getting from this. One, someone may come into a better direction pertaining to the situation. They may have to go on their own kind of journey for the truth, I guess. So this may come out into play. I mean, I kind of see it here with the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. But also the late bloomer here, it may take them some time to get to that point. There has to be an amount of time that goes into this. And that's a level of acceptance that needs to go into that as well. So that's a message for you, okay, moving forward, that this is going to take some time, and they want you to keep striving forward here. So interesting enough, bottom of the deck energy. Wow. Okay. So there's a manipulation that has gone into this with this Magician in reverse. And this Queen of Pentacles that's in reverse, which is the single mom in reverse. I mean, she's very selfish. We kind of saw that earlier. I kind of tied into that a little bit in the beginning. There's someone here in the background of this, okay? But this Queen of, whoever, it could be the person that caused this, but anyway. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is a very self-absorbed person. You know, or someone that has mother issues, or someone that's jealous in a way. So then we have the Ace of, and this is very, very important for this reading. The Ace of Swords. This is clarity. This is new information. This is a reality of a situation. This is communication that needs clarity. And it's called fresh meat, which is hilarious. So I do think something about this Queen of Wands is going to come out to play with this fresh meat here. There's some kind of new something that's going to be there. We have the Hanged Man in reverse, so that's kind of, you know, a realization that someone here is kind of repeating the same cycle, or there's a stalling, hanging on to something that goes into that. And then you have the Emperor here. So the Emperor is Aries energy, but it could be a representation of, well, I'm going to let y'all play that for yourself, who that is, who this person is. But the Emperor is someone that's, you know, stable, secure, strong, has everything under control. Things that have brought you to the point, a feeling of what has brought you to the point to where you are. So we actually have the Empress and the Emperor out here as well. But we go from this to this King of Pentacles. You know, the jeweler. This is you know, the King of Pentacles is the person that has all the power, the person that's in control, that's stable, that's the truth, carries the truth with them. And it's funny because I feel like this person's going to become into some kind of new awareness here, Ace of Swords, and hanging on to, either that other person's hanging on to an Emperor, or this person is stepping into this Emperor energy, which is being in control of the situation within themselves and stable. And I feel like with this King of Pentacles, it's a, you know, patience and the truth. He carries the truth, justice. You know what I mean? You have this card here. This is a special card in this deck. It's called the Producer Plant. And this has a balm at the top of it. This person here, it's kind of like the way that they interpret it in the book is that it's kind of like the Tower card, but it's a representation of someone in particular that actually comes in, kind of throws that grenade, the grenade thrower, hence the bomb at the top of the card. So I feel like there's going to be a new understanding about this situation, about someone here, okay, that kind of came in and threw a grenade, kind of came in and caused a lot of destruction in a situation, chaos in a situation, damage was done. And then this person kind of shags ass after that. You know, they kind of haul out of there. There's going to be some kind of new awareness that comes in about this person in particular, and how that influenced this caretaker, this Queen of Cups in reverse. And I think out of that is going to be an Ace of Wands. You know, the Ace of Wands is that someone's going to have like this creative energy or this urgency to kind of have this newness come into play in this situation. See how he's giving her the rose? First impression. You know, there's a newness that plays into this. It's going to come back around. So I want to get a couple of things here. Now that we know the situation, I want to know more about this influencer. Who's this influencer? The waxing crescent. Smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is all about protection, protecting yourself from something. And the waning crescent, I pause in stillness and reflect, which is also the moon, you know, with the moon here as well. So someone I feel like is coming from a place where they feel like they're trying to protect someone in a situation or keep them from causing some kind of destruction. We're talking about the influencer of this, okay? Tell me more about the influencer here. Okay. We have amethyst with intention. So this person's intention here. Now this is going into that backstory, guys, what I told you about how people play out things, why they play out things, and why they do things in situations, and be able to kind of, even though you don't agree with things, kind of understand things about that person because of that. This is going into play with that. I think this person felt like they were trying to protect someone else. That was their intention here. That they felt like they were trying to protect someone else. But the thing is that I feel like they weren't giving this person space to come up with their own conclusion here. And what else can you tell me about this? Or they were giving them something information to have them sit and reflect on that information. But their intentions were to kind of control the situation as well. Because they felt like they were trying to protect someone. Scorpio energy here, which is honesty, determination, and focus. Yeah, it's like a seeker of the truth. Okay, so now we have some signs. This is what I was kind of looking for here. We also have Gemini, social, curious. This is versatile. This is energy of being able to see a situation from both aspects, you know. The full moon, I celebrate being whole. This is a kind of, for me, it's a card of freedom. Freedom from all of this. But Capricorn, which is another determined energy. Capricorns, I mean, it's a very grounded, they're very grounded. It's a I use, okay? So they're the planner. They're the leader. They're confident. They're confident in what it is that they want and they believe in. And I think that with this Gemini energy and this Capricorn energy, what this is saying here is that this person wants to be confident moving forward in what it is that they feel like they believe in. But there's some curiosity that plays into this with Gemini. So again, it goes back to here. I do think that whoever is in the background of this is, they definitely are not thinking about the whole thing playing out. There's most definitely some things that are going into this that this person is trying to be aware of, you know, more aware of the whole situation. Capricorns are very determined. They want, you know, it's like the King of Pentacles. You know, they want to know the truth of a situation. They want to be stable in a situation. And Geminis are the curious energy that plays into that. So this person is really like thinking about this analytically, trying to kind of put the different aspects of what took place here in the scenario altogether. And I think that's why it's coming in with the Knight of Pentacles, the late bloomer, because they are wanting to make sure they address every aspect or every angle before they make a decision in what the whole situation is here, you know, with being whole, full moon. And this could come back around the full moon, perhaps. So let's get some advice, guys. I told you this was going to be a long reading. I knew it would be. Okay. Can I have some advice, please, for pile one? Advice for pile one, please. Protected. You are safe and divinely guided. This energy here, guys, this energy here that you've been through, you've learned and experienced. Even though this was hard, even though this was, it's still painful, is, you know, and I hate this for you, but it's also necessary because there's some kind of awareness that you came into within yourself, seeing yourself in a different way, seeing yourself differently. Some kind of new epiphany came into how you can heal from something to better yourself moving forward. So know that you are safe in this situation. Know that this has all been divinely guided here. And, you know, the other person as well, or whoever else was involved, you know, trust me, when you're learning a lesson in a situation like this, there's many people that are having that same opportunity you are to learn that lesson. Whether they take it or not is a different story. Rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. So heavily you do feel completely rejected in this situation and kind of thrown out into the cold. You know, you're feeling like the black sheep here in this whole thing. But this is something I always say because that's so true. You know, remember that rejection is also divine protection. So you never know the circumstances of how something would have played out moving forward if you were not protected, if this didn't happen and you were pushed into that corner or you were pushed out into the cold. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's being in a building where they rejected you from that building and they pushed you out into the street and you're out there in the cold wanting in, but then inside that building there's also a lot of chaos that's going on, or just some kind of destruction takes place or something, and they're saying, you know, you were out in that cold for a reason. You don't need to be in that situation right now. There's things in that situation that need to be worked out that we're trying to protect you from. So just stay over there. Just stay out. It's cold right now and it feels bad, but you'll be thankful that we left you out of this. Do you know what I mean? There's something in the background of this that's having to take place, that's coming to the surface, and it's like boiling up to the surface about this other person, their situation that they're in, that you don't need to be a part of. You need to be away from. That's very interesting. That's actually probably really good advice, huh? Put away the computer. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. So if you feel like you've kind of been putting yourself into work, I just saw 5555 on the timer there. So you need to change that. You need to change that and kind of put yourself back into this position here of healing. I think there's an amount of time that you need to give yourself is what they're saying, okay? There's an amount of time that you need to give yourself, allow yourself in this process moving forward. Addictions. An addiction is affecting this relationship. There could be something here that is an addiction that has to, you know, when we're addicted to something, and I haven't necessarily felt that way in my life, but I've lived with people that have experienced things like that. And, you know, even when I was growing up, and it's hard to wrap your head around if you don't have an addiction. It takes time. It takes time to kind of get away from that. And this doesn't have to be like a, you know, some kind of substance. This could actually be just an addiction to something, or an addiction to a feeling even, or an addiction to, I mean, this could even be an addiction to the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bound and determined I'm going to figure out what happened here. You know, that kind of thing. Whatever it is. Even if it doesn't affect you. But releasing control of that. And knowing that if that's this other person, this is going to take time. And allow yourself that time. Don't put yourself into this reliving this situation just over and over and over and over. They're really wanting you to step forward here and allow divine to kind of take over. Mastery. Yeah, because you've learned this lesson. This also came out. Healing. Yeah, definitely. You've learned the spiritual lesson, and old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. There's still things here that you need to kind of let seep in. Yeah, that you need to kind of go through. So while this process is all taking place, before those scales can be balanced, that stuff needs to happen. That the boiling point needs to come to the surface in that other person's situation. And in this situation here, you need to step into this understanding of this new awareness that you've came into, this new lesson that you came into, and how to kind of continue to heal past that, and always have that compassion for yourself when those feelings come up. But just because you stepped into this awareness of, oh, okay, you know, I have to release everyone's control of how they see me moving forward, or whatever that is. Just because you came into that doesn't mean that feeling's not going to come back around the wheel. It always is going to come back around. And every time it comes around and you have compassion for yourself and empathy for yourself and kind of nurture that and tell yourself to have that acceptance, that trust and faith, then every time it comes around, that feeling comes back up, you'll get stronger and stronger with that moving forward. And that's the whole point here. There's a certain amount of strength that you need to be at before there's any kind of resolution. Spirit knows what they're doing, okay? You have to have faith in, yeah, abundance. You've done the work, abundance flows to you. They're wanting you to kind of recognize all the blessings that you have around you. We also have vulnerability. I didn't even see that. You can be completely open with this person. There could be a level of trust that you feel. This could affect you and your level of being able to trust others moving forward. They want you to stay in this place that you've come into. Stay open is what they're wanting you to, they're saying here. Stay open. Stay open to change. Stay open to circumstances. Stay open to others. Don't close yourself off because of this. Can you give me one more for that? Vulnerability. One more piece of advice for that. Vulnerability, please. Yeah. Stay in the here and now. Stay in the here and now. We also have boundaries at the bottom of the deck. You need to make sure that you put up boundaries with others, that you don't feel like they're allowed in your bubble, okay? If you feel like those people have any kind of ill intent towards you, boundary. Boundary, boundary, boundary. Don't let other people into your space. You don't have to tell everybody everything. You don't have to move forward with, I mean, know and always know that this is your life moving forward. And you know, because of a result of this, you could have other people that are very intrusive on you. Boundaries. Set up boundaries. That's the only way that you can kind of keep yourself in a space when you're coming from a space where you just learned a huge lesson and you're regaining strength and faith moving forward, and other people kind of come into that. If it's too much pressure, it could leave you in the pot. You know what I mean? You could put you in that pressure pot. You could start to feel that seep in on you, and you're not allowing yourself to remember the healing of this. So set up boundaries. This could, I mean, you could need to kind of step away from your social groups or whatever that is for a little while to kind of just let these things kind of seep in, kind of go in that hermit mode, if you will, for a little bit. Could help moving forward. So let's get some eyes in. future energies. Future energies. Cutting future energies. We just talked about this. Unsever unhealthy attachments and cycles that need to be broken here. Hope. Have hope that that's going to take place. There's unhealthy stuff that's going on. You've became aware of some stuff, but there's stuff in the background as well. You just need to remain hopeful for a positive outcome here. Moving forward. I just saw stress, but it didn't come out because you're still, I feel like, man. Oh man, that was so perfect, and then that happened. Healing, if we get it. Because you're healing. Don't put yourself back into that stressful place. Okay, so we're almost done, so I'm not going to spend too much time trying to fix that, but there it is. So let's get a postcard from Spirit. I'm really anxious to see what this postcard is going to say. Okay. These two just came right out, so I guess we'll take them. Okay, so let's do this one first, because the butterfly that's on it is giving me that transformation feeling, obviously. Transformative. This whole thing has been transformative for you. Don't lose sight of that. Is really important. You are magical. Dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest. Yes, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to be in the flow around it. Now is one of those times when you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow, and in no time you'll reach what you have your heart and your hopes set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for a greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of life, but as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents, for we're right here with you with our little umbrella drinks. That's gonna make me cry. Woo! There's a lot of emotion there. We're right here with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success, loving you so very much. Yeah, this is a very important message here. I mean, it's a repetitive message as well. You're not alone, you're not alone. You're not ever alone. We all aren't. Whether we can see that or not is the problem here, is the circumstance that needs to be overcome. You always have your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your, spirit, God, guardian angels, whatever you want to call it. There's someone spiritually that's above us that is helping you in the situation, that has a direction here that's best for you, that's trying to help you heal past the situation, trying to send you signs, synchronicities, advice to move forward, to remain hopeful, to remain in this positive direction moving forward for yourself. Okay? Whew. Okay. Celebrate life. Dear you, here we go again. Uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Yeah. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher self. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life right now. The advice we have for you is this: try something new, do something different. You won't know how it feels, or what it looks like, or what the outcome will even be if you don't take that step into the beauty of the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad that you did, because the treasure that will appear, we're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and supported. Oh man, guys, whew-wee. This is It's the emotional one here for me. Okay. So I think they want me to emphasize on this, especially with this Ace of Wands being here. Stepping into something new. Not everybody's going to understand the purposes of what you're doing and why you're doing them. And everyone's going to always judgment. You yourself do that, I'm sure. We all do. But don't let that take away from your own life experience and what you want for yourself moving forward. If you feel like you're supported, you know, if your higher self or your, you know, whoever it is, you feel like you're supported there, then do what you feel like you're being supported spiritually at doing, you know, because we can't please everybody else, and we can die trying. You know, but that's not a good way to live. So we have the number 4, which is about stability. They're wanting you to focus on your stability at this time, okay? Becoming into kind of a more stable place for yourself, however that looks for you. So we have R, W, V, O, or this O could also be, I think this is a 0 actually. So this could be like the Fool, taking that leap that they talked about here. And 40 might be significant for someone as well. Okay, we have I, A, K, B, Z, and L. So, pretty long reading. I don't want to stay here for too long. I'm not seeing anything that's just really standing out to me. Just let me take us just a second and see before I move forward. This could also be an M. I don't see anything, guys. I don't see anything that's like just sticking out to me, but maybe I could be just tired from the reading. So if anybody sees something that I'm not seeing, would you please put it in the description box? Or description box. I always say that. Comments. Put it in the comment box. So this is all I have. These could be initials. These could say something, spell something. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Whew. It's a long one. Glad to be back. I hope you enjoyed it, though. I hope it helps you guys moving forward. I hope it resonates for you guys. I know I definitely got some information from this reading will be helpful for me, so I hope that y'all receive some that will be helpful for you guys. And yeah, that's all I have. So thanks for being here. Thanks for your love, guys, your support, all your kindness. Every bit of that, so much appreciated. And yeah, hope to see you again soon, guys. Hey, Pile 2. So if you chose, I'm laughing because I literally just did this 3 times and I could not say Pile 2. I don't know what the deal was. I said Pile 1. I started like an intro and then, anyway, so here we are. Pile 2. So if you chose the Moon Witch Tarot, then this is going to be a reading. Now, this is a brand new tarot deck. I haven't used it in any of my readings yet, so I'm really excited to use it. It's amazing. It's on Etsy if you're interested. And then this is the piece of rose quartz or a crystal. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to go ahead and pull a couple oracle cards. I'm going to take a look and see where you are, Pile 2, what's going on with you. Mystery reading. Pile 1 was long, okay? Shocker. Shocker. Of course it was. I haven't been here in a while and I need to get some messages out, but it was a longer reading, so be prepared for that. I think it was about a little over an hour long, so just relax. I mean, you don't have to go straight through this reading either. You can kind of pause it and come back to it, or we can get the oracles in and then you can kind of come back to the tarot, whatever it is. So let's just take a look and see what this message is that needs to come through for you today, Pile 2. Spirit. So we have Call of the Muse, number 31. Tender Embrace. I love this card. Number 22. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. This one and then the rose card are my favorites. Ears wide open, number 33. The uncharted sea, number 46. It's a very unfamiliar energy that I'm sitting in. Okay. Give me a second. I gotta focus in on what I'm seeing and kind of appreciate your energy that I'm setting in for a minute. I gotta kind of come out of my space into your space. So there's an understanding that needs to take place here moving forward into a calmer place. Pile 2. I think that you've been kind of, there's some kind of misunderstanding and forgiveness where you are listening to someone else, whereas before maybe you weren't so much doing that or in a place of doing that or understanding how to do that. That's what it is. Before this circumstance took place, you were in a place to where you had a hard time understanding someone else because you were focused in on a situation that where you were really how do I say this without, okay, take a deep breath. Okay, we're gonna get through this, but there's gonna be some self-awareness that comes out in this reading, and I want to prepare you for that. If you're not ready to hear it, I'm not trying to put anyone into a negative space. It's not the whole purpose of me doing these readings. There's a level of self-awareness that I think that you're coming into that you didn't see before, because I think that you were very so much in this call of a muse, self-focused kind of energy here, okay? I think there was a space that you were in where you felt like you were doing something that was bringing you to some kind of light. Was bringing you into a light and a enlightenment. But the thing is here is that you kind of had your eyes closed to the thing that how it was affecting the people around you, and there's a level of being oblivious to your surroundings in this space. Do you see how she's like this, beautiful ballerina, it's making this pose, all this light's coming from her, but she has her eyes closed. And then you have all these clouds that are around her. So it's a level of an enlightenment that you felt you were experiencing. So something could have been happening to you where you felt like you were getting some kind of justice in a situation. Yeah. But it was very self-focused here, and you were kind of oblivious to your surroundings, because there's darkness here. You see the darkness, and it's standing out to me a lot. It's like it's coming from a loving place, but it's like a self-fulfilled prophecy, if you will, where you're so kind of focused in on this energy of feeling this enlightenment that there's a level of misunderstandings around you that you're not looking at, or you're not focused on, or you're not being aware of. because you have your eyes closed to that. It's like they're giving me something here of like whenever you, okay. It's like being in a race. I know I always go back to running. I like to run. So I don't know if that's the reason or what that they give me things, but it's like when you're in a race and you're in a race with a competitor and you're running and running and running and you're doing good and you're realizing that that competitor is not keeping up with you anymore. And so you start to kind of get to that point to where, you know, you see that finish line in front of you and you feel that coming to you that you're going to get first place, you know, and you start to run and you get past that level, you get past the ribbon there and you realize you won and you have that overwhelming feeling of enlightenment, you know, that whatever happened all took place and then this is the way that it's coming back around in your favor, you know, in some kind of way. And you went through all this work, and even though that other person could have done, you know, that person could have talked a lot of crap about you during the race, you know, like, oh, you're going to do bad, blah, 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 you know, whatever it was. And it encouraged you even more to do the best for yourself, which I think was actually the whole point of this other person being in your life. You know, we have people in our lives for different reasons, and you could have been in a place in your life where you felt unhappy. And there's someone that came into your life that pushed you into change, okay? Pushed you into a unexpected change, a tower moment, if you will. And as a result of that, it's pushed you into a place to where because of that person, you've kind of took on a new environment for yourself. You've kind of had to become more stronger within yourself, possibly more independent within yourself, but to have more confidence and courage and moving things forward for yourself. And I think that this is kind of a tremendous is that the word? Kind of process moving forward. But a lot of the things that you've overcome has kind of built you into a certain space. So like that race, that person affected you in a way to kind of boost you up to be able to excel, which is something that you needed in your life. And this could have came in a way, and remember, you know, everything comes to us in different ways, shapes, and forms. And like I said in Part 1, human beings, we learn through suffering, okay? We learn through those experiences. That's how we learn. And think about it, when you're a little baby and you're learning to not stick your finger in places that you're gonna get harmed. We learn by doing, you know. It's unless you hopefully have a parent there that's going to prevent you from doing that. But I'm just saying, you know, that's how it happens. That's how it starts. And then as we age, as we get older, we kind of go through experiences where that cause us suffering and pain. We learn to kind of adapt and grow and evolve. And I think this person here came into your life in a way of helping you to do that. So in that race, you know, they're encouraging you through their the way they affected you in this situation was encouragement for you to keep moving forward and build yourself up, which I think is something that you're kind of not seeing in this situation here. Yeah, this is a backstory, I feel, because this is kind of how you were influenced to be in the place that you're in. So with that being said, it's like being in that race and then you get to that finish line, okay? And then you're like, yes, I did it. I'm here. I beat them, you know, or whatever. And then you turn back and you see that person. And that person has fell in the race and they've hurt themselves, you know, really bad. And they're on the ground. And it's that moment where you kind of open your eyes up. You know, that moment when you like completely see somebody in a completely different way. It's empathy. And it's the same thing that came kind of across in Pile 1. And it's been a big part of my personal learning experience, which may be why it's coming out the way that it is. You know, because as readers, we take our knowledge of what we learned through our life lessons and to kind of help bring that awareness to others. It's like you turn around in that race and you look back and you see that person lying on the ground and you have a choice there to kind of have that self-awareness to reach down to help that person up, or to reach down and be in that way with that person, or to choose to let them stay. And it's going to be different for everybody. But they're wanting you to understand the purpose that they played. You know, and you don't have to reach down and pick that person up. You can choose to keep walking forward if that's what you want. It's going to be different for everybody. Circumstances are going to change. But they're wanting you just to either way understand that, the enlightenment. Open your eyes up to that. Because I think at some point you get so wanting to achieve, so wanting to get to that finish line and be in that first place, that there's other people and other things that are happening and going on around you. You know, for instance, there's people that get caught up in the experience itself. There could be other runners in there, in the mix, that got hurt as well. You know, and sometimes you start to get that momentum, and you're so focused on what your goal is of you winning the race. You know, you don't realize the people that you're affecting here around you. And they're kind of insinuating to kind of pull yourself out of that so you can have self-awareness and how you doing what it is that you need to do to get to what you want, your goal, has affected the ones that are around you here. So, tender embrace. I feel there's someone here, soulmate possibly, or someone that's very close to you, very closely connected with, because these are two grown elephants here that have a lot of memories they've shared with one another, a lot of strength that's there, a big bond that's there, especially with the number 22, you know, which this is the number 33, which is growth, and we'll get to that. But this here is you kind of having this tender embrace with that other person, kind of not the person in the race, but I think the people that got hurt in the process, the ones that got hurt in this process on your way to triumph, need this focus and attention on them in a tender way. You need to kind of, there's been harm that's been done here in some kind of way that you're unaware of, and they're wanting you to kind of show this attention, show this care, show this nurturement, coming from a place of empathy and not a place of self-focused. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense. And I know this is not like the easiest thing to hear either. It's definitely not the easiest thing to speak on. But there's a level of acceptance here as well, of like whatever it was that you did or you pushed for, experienced, wanted to triumph with, and how that affected others in that situation. There's a level of understanding and forgiveness that takes place here, so that you can rebuild this foundation. Number 33, ears wide open. So, you know, it's funny because the Foxes talks about deception, you know, things that are being done sneaky or very strategic in a kind of a sneaky kind of way. You know, I feel like this is kind of insinuating that you becoming aware to how you could have even possibly deceived someone else in order to obtain this triumph or this goal. Having kind of, this says ears wide open, but I want to say your eyes wide open to this is going to help you to open your ears and listen and understand the other person. There's a balance that's here. when it comes to healing, moving forward, that they're wanting you to acknowledge. So moving forward from this situation to get to this calmer place, which is this what I'm seeing here, is the healing that's going to take place is going to come from a place of you having your listening ears open and not speaking, not trying to listen for things that can cause deception, or you know when you sit down with someone in a conversation and you feel like that person isn't telling you the full truth about something, and so you're sitting there in a way of where you're kind of really like, well, I mean, I guess it depends on everybody. I guess everybody's a little different. But if you have any error in your chart, and I do, I have a Libra moon, so of course I'm going to be like this. But when they're talking to you, if that's there, you're kind of like really looking into everything they're saying and kind of why they're talking, kind of analyzing it and putting it into different scenarios and situations and trying to understand it. And, you know, that's this here, a level of this here. And it's kind of like Spirit saying, try to stop doing that and kind of just leave your ears open to be a good listener, and allowing yourself to see things through the way that they're telling you, the way they're experiencing things, and stop trying to put like your own projection onto it. Because if you could do that moving forward, you'll get to this calmer place here that you're wanting to get to. You're wanting to be here. You know, this is so Six of Swords energy here. Moving from a disaster, escaping a disaster situation. You know, this is the number 10, so it's a cycle that's being completed. 4, it's oddly enough, 2 and 2 is 4, 6 and 3 is 6. You have 46 here. 4 here as well. Lots of 4s. 444 if you want to go into it, which is, you know, the universe is saying that they're trying to protect you here. You need to pay attention to your thought process, which is what's here. So there's an opportunity, I feel like, that's going to come up where you can kind of resolve these people that you kind of hurt along the way to triumph here in some kind of way, and reconnect with these people. But you need to pay attention to your thought process during that, and have that empathy that takes place, kind of putting yourself into their position and accepting. There's a level of acceptance that goes into this so you can move forward to this calmer place. See how underneath you can see clearly. You can see these waters here clearly, the darkness that's here. So an awareness of the darkness, the darker energy that you brought to this situation, in order to gain what it is that you wanted to gain out of this, and how to move to a calmer place, or how to have this new introspection moving forward is how you're going to be able to move forward. Having this new awareness about yourself is how you're going to be able to move forward, to make sure nobody else gets hurt in your crosshairs. You know what I mean? This is the overall message, okay? Is you seeing that part in yourself. But it's a lesson that you have to evolve into, because you went through the period of that other person pushing you into having to be strong and confident in yourself. And that driven energy, you know, it's like almost they're wanting to temper that down in a way of, okay, you're strong, we got you, you're good, you know everything, you know, whatever. You're at this point to where we've all been there, right? We're at this point to where you get that momentum, and then you forget about all the others, and they're wanting you to just kind of take a step out of that for a minute, kind of dial down yourself enough to where you can have empathy and not just defend yourself, defend the things that you did, why you did those things. They're wanting you to look at the other person in the situation and see why they did those things they did as a result of the things that you did. There's an understanding that needs to take place here moving forward, and you're gonna have to step into this self-awareness within in order to have this Six of Swords play out and move into a calmer place with this person. Okay, so let's get some tarot and see what else we have. Interesting. Love this tarot deck. Nothing really negative to say about it. It is a little big. I understand why they did it. I feel like it has to do with the with the cards themselves. Look, there's the Empress. But definitely a bigger, harder to kind of shuffle. So bear with me with that. Okay. So Spirit. I don't know why I felt the need to knock my deck. I don't ever do that, but for some reason I did. So there we go. Moving forward for pile 2. What do they need to know? So we have the Two of Cups in reverse. That's that separation of a partnership, of a soul connection, you know, that we kind of talked about here. What else? Whoop. 8 of Pentacles. That's moving forward, making progress. I have the Page of Wands. That's that communication, that being inspired to kind of, you know, it could be somebody that just feels like they're being inspired to kind of move things in a better direction, make new plans moving forward, having progress there. The Lovers. The Chariot in reverse. Okay, so this could have been a motive. This is part of what's coming through here. I'm going to get some clarifiers because we're going to go into more of an aspect of this, I feel like. But I want to, before I can completely move forward, but I want to just get an overall look at what I'm looking at. I do feel like that there was some kind of separation that took place here that you want to make progress with, and you feel inspired to kind of move towards someone else here with the Lovers here. But you need some help from others in order to do that in some kind of way. To have things move into a positive direction here. Interesting. Two of Cups in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. So you've kind of, again, you know, I got Hermit energy here with the Lantern, but you've kind of... Star energy as well. You really wanting to pursue that, what your goal is. But the Hermit in reverse is you kind of coming out of a place of having this loneliness, feeling rejected. So if that was here and somebody stepped in and took something away from you, where you felt this rejection that took place here and this separation that took place here, it's like a breakdown of a relationship and then somebody rejecting an opportunity with you. Yeah. But you having new introspection over that needs to happen. 8 of Pentacles here. The Devil. So we have the Devil and the Lovers out. That means that there's a lot of karma that goes into play here with this. It's like you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? Like, with the 8 of Pentacles, with the Devil, it's almost like kind of what I talked about here. You know, you're making progress. I'm making progress. I feel like I'm going to get to a place to where I'll be fulfilled here with what happened to me back here. But again, the Devil's behind that progress. You know, the Devil is seeing someone's devilish ways, or not doing it in a good place, not doing it for the right reasons. Either doing it out of fear or doing it out of selfishness in a way, you know? I think also you feel kind of trapped now. I'm stepping into 2 different timelines, I feel. So one of them is what happened, or the past, your thought process moving into this. The other one is because of this, where you are now. So I'm seeing 2 different types of people here, okay? One that you left, that you hurt through the process, that you're wanting to have progress with and come back together with that person, but you need help of someone else, you feel, in some kind of way, make a forward positive change. And then the other one I'm seeing here is the idea of your process of what you went through in that experience. And this is the part that's hidden from you that you didn't see, okay? The rejection that you felt from the disconnect, the process that you were making yourself here, that you were working on moving forward, but how there was some kind of this some kind of energy here of a negative achievement, okay? This is, the Eight of Pentacles is about work, putting work and process into something. The Devil is about negativity. So there's some kind of negative goal that you are kind of pushing into, which is what caused the pain. So Page of Wands, not negative for you, okay? She's happy right here, right? Negative for others in this situation here. So the Hierophant. So the Hierophant with the Page of Wands. Can y'all see all these okay? I'm gonna move these up a little bit. I want to make sure y'all can see these really good because they're amazing. Because that's why. Okay. So the Hierophant, you know, the Hierophant is kind of like that Page of Wands, is you feeling like you're doing the right thing moving forward, or wanting to do the right thing now moving forward. But at the time, I think that was, I mean, that's the center of your spread here. You felt like you had an opportunity here, Page of Wands energy. You felt inspired to kind of be this person here, the Hierophant. So you were in a position, okay, and this is coming more into detail of the situation, where you felt like you were in a position to give someone guidance, to be a counselor, to lead someone in the right direction. And you felt this inspiration to do that. Now, along the way, look at this. She's got this lizard or snake tattoo kind of on her back here. So it's insinuating, connecting. It's right across here. Look, see? It's almost like the Devil's giving the plan to move forward here. And then it's right. You have to pay attention in tarot, the cards that are connected with one another in the direction that is. So this is forward motion, right? She's moving forward with her wand, moving in this direction, which is focused right here on this fox energy, which is that deceptiveness, ears wide open, taking in what you're hearing and what you're understanding and interpreting in a way that's going to come out in the best way for you. So this is part of your experience that they're wanting you to pay attention to. But then you step in here with what you know, your knowledge of what you've gained here, you felt like you've gained here in the situation, and interpreting that in a way to where you're giving someone else guidance. You're giving someone else, no, this is the right way. I'm going to show you the right way of what's the situation here. Okay? And it's almost like you felt justified here. You felt like this was your role to play in this scenario. So what about the Lovers? I'm anxious to see. The Magician. Yep, that's it. This is it. You were trying to manifest this lover here, this connection here to come back into awareness in a way where they saw something that they didn't see before, okay? It's like when someone rejects you and then you go through life and you feel like, okay, if you got rejected by someone else, so if someone else left you for someone else, okay, that's the scenario here. 2 people here, 1 people here, a lot having that introspection. Then you have an opportunity here to manifest to that other person how that other person is, right? You're going to go for it. You're not going to care as much in that situation, the other people around you, because you're going to feel like you're in control here. You have the opportunity to be inspired, to bring the awareness out into the open that this person is a bad person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to take this as that. But again, it's not coming from the best place here. And again, you only have your mind set on your goal here with your eyes closed and your ears collecting the information that needs to be in order for you to manifest this lover to come back. The Magician, the Lovers. The Magician knows that they have all the tools they need in order to have this love connection that they want, this relationship that they want. So the Chariot here in reverse. The Five of Wands. There's something to do with differences here, the Six of Wands, because you're wanting to victory here. And things are, I feel like some things are coming out into the open as well. So the Chariot in reverse is you kind of stepping on that horse, but realizing that in order for you to move forward, you have kind of a lack of control about how others are proceeding this situation. There's a lot, I think, other people that play into this, and a lot of differences that play into this, different ways this happened, different scenarios, how this happened, different situations. And so you're needing to kind of pull in some help, you know, and the help could be coming from someone that you could have, I hate to say this word, I know this is kind of defensive, you may not realize it, but you could have kind of manipulated in a way to progress with what you wanted. And there's differences that play into this. You may also be realizing that whatever it was that you were trying to achieve, the way that someone looked at someone else wasn't achieved or can't be achieved until these differences are resolved. You know, this is about there being a struggle. You're struggling to move this into a positive direction now, which is what you want here, ultimately. I gotta get my dogs real quick. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm anxious to see this Five of Swords. I want to open this up a little bit. Why is this Five of Wands? I'm sorry, Five of Wands. Why is the Five of Wands here? Look at that. There's that Six of Swords. So in order for you to move forward, to have this, you're kind of, there's something here. Okay, I get it. This person doesn't know, do they? You know, it's so funny the way that they're showing me this. If you do this like this, this is the achievement. This is the goal that's hiding behind this goal. So if you put this together, this is very strange. I've not done this before, but the Eight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Lovers. You wanted to work on progressing something here and give someone guidance so that you can get this love connection here to come back together. The Devil, the Page of Wands, and the Magician is saying that to use the Devil and the Magician together is to use something for not in a good way to achieve your goal, and then to kind of express that forward, right? And now you're sitting in a place to where now you're not looking in the best way that you wanted to. It's not moving in the direction that you wanted it to. And it could be because of, you know, this Five of Swords, all these other people that are around, that now you're recognizing that you kind of caused some chaos here around you in the process. And again, look, the Six of Swords, look at what's around her, all these clouds like we talked about here. You know, and it's funny too, because usually on the Six of Swords, she's facing the other direction and moving away. And even though this isn't in reverse, she's moving back towards this. So it's like saying here from Spirit, you have to move back towards this, fix this disagreement or this chaotic situation here that you caused in the background in order to move things in a positive direction that you want. So I'm anxious to see what happened here, because I'm wondering if this manifestation didn't work out the way that you wanted. Tell me more about this, the Lovers here. Four of Wands. Yeah, you wanted to come back together with someone. You wanted to reunite here with someone. This is about harmony. This is about peace, you know, everything working out for you here. Why is the Magician here? The Nine of Swords. Yeah. So you're kind of going back and thinking about how things played out, right? How you can be possibly capable of having success in the situation that you want. And it's causing you a lot of anxiety. It's causing you a lot of stress. This whole thing has caused you a lot of turmoil, because this Nine of Swords is in a place to where you feel like you're in the darkest place before you can get to something, a good place here for yourself. So, you know you have to get your butt back in that boat and go back to this chaotic situation that you don't want to see. Sorry about that. My little one got up. Come in here. Okay. So knowing that you have to go back towards this chaotic situation to straighten things out here. So what is the Chariot here? I want to know what happened with this though, because I don't feel like it turned out in the way that you were trying to manifest for yourself. Tell me more about the Four of Wands first, please. Oh, look at that. Yep. There's some kind of, the King of Swords. So there's a King of Swords energy here that I feel like either cut this off, cut this down, affected this situation. This is manipulative energy here, guys. But this is someone that abuses their power in a situation. So you could have been turned down by a King of Swords energy with the Four of Wands and Lovers here. Or, which is, I mean, it's Aquarius energy, but this Swords energy. So someone that came at you with strict, direct communication, right? But the reason that the Nine of Swords is here with the King of Swords is because you're realizing how you kind of worked the situation for your benefit. You abused whatever power you had. And it wasn't lacking it was lacking structure, because it wasn't for the right reasons. And this is a hard reading to kind of say. I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't want any of y'all to be like, to take offense to it. Because I feel like we've all been here, if we're honest with ourselves. We've all kind of manipulated some kind of situation to our benefit in some kind of way, whether that's a big way or a small way. And if you deny it, I bet you anything, if you go back in your life and look through your life, especially when we're younger, because when we're younger, we're very self-focused. And, you know, it happens. It's a growing process. The first thought to it is to be able to recognize it within yourself, and then how you can move forward out of that. But things didn't work out, I feel like, in the way that you were trying to have them kind of play out. And now you're stuck here in this Nine of Swords trying to figure out how to get to a better place with that. Why is the Chariot in the reverse? Strength in reverse. So this is a struggle, because now you're sitting in a place to where I think honesty needs to be a part of this. Honest with yourself, and then honest with others. With what you were doing here, or why you were doing what you were doing. And, you know, it's funny, this is Leo. We're in Leo season now, but Leo, Cancer, I mean, I'm not going to go back through here. I think we pretty much have a Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, everything is out here. But I feel like you're trying to really pull on that inner strength. You know, I feel like you're in a place to where that triumph, you know, that strength is about triumph, but being in reverse is kind of an insecurity or feeling vulnerable, almost aggressive too with it. Like you're angry things didn't move in the way that you wanted them to. And you can't change the way other people are seeing the situation here. Interesting. Tell me more about the Two of Cups. Nope. Tell me more about the Devil. Tell me more about the Devil. The High Priestess, Pisces energy. So the Devil with Pisces energy. So that's very like, the High Priestess is knowing that there's like, well, I just got something. A hidden talent. A hidden talent for finding things that no one else can find so that you can kind of move them in a direction that you want. So you have a hidden talent. You have this knowing of things, right, that you kind of focus in on. But it's used in a negative way is what they're saying here, to make things unfold in your favor. It's creating something that's destructive. I mean, it's a level of intuition, okay? It can be Cancer energy as well, but it's a level of intuition that plays into this. And to have it here with the devil, it's almost like you were using the devil for your favor. Yeah, it's like you were befriending the devil here in order to progress things for your favor moving forward. The bottom of the deck, the Seven of Wands, which is the energy you're in now, with the Sun and the Tower and there's that Five of Swords, Justice in reverse, the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. You were committed to this because you wanted victory here, right? But it actually caused heartbreak, separation, betrayal was involved in some kind of way, and there's no justice here, which is something that you were actually after in the beginning. If you remember what we talked about here, you felt like this was going to be justice for yourself. But there's the Five of Swords. So you started this, this is causing conflict at what cost? Causing conflict, feeling like you got away with something, that you had to cause that conflict at what cost? You may have lost some things here. And it could be this other person, this other kind of soulmate type of bond that you had here. Tower moment. It caused this tower moment within yourself. It knocked you out of this tower here. It struck you down and put you back into the rocks and the cold. The Sun. There's some kind of clarity here that you feel like you are very defensive about. And we talked about this here. You feeling that defensive energy, again, Leo energy, but you feeling that defensiveness against the decisions that were made and your truth, your clarity here. You know how I talked about you sitting down with someone and then here with ears wide open, which is the point of this reading, I feel. But you sitting down with someone and then not really seeing their point of view, but really being very defensive about the overall facts or the clarity of the situation. Because you're focused on success. The Sun is a card of good fortune, forward movement, having success, having happiness, having joy. You're so focused on this and very defensive of that. It's like you don't want the other person to kind of see any of the deception that took place here. And it's okay, because I don't think you necessarily saw it completely yourself, like I said up here, because you had that momentum. Remember? You felt like this was the way for things to come out and change for yourself. So you had that momentum going. And now you're in a place where you have to defend the moves that you made and why you made those moves. And I think that there's also kind of, you felt like you were doing it for the right reasons. I think that you felt like you were protecting someone in a situation. But, woo, pile two. Okay, so let's get some advice here for you, okay? It's like when you go tell somebody, you tell a best friend like something that happened to you or how it played out or what you did, in confidence, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then that friend goes and tells someone else, but interpretates it in a completely different way. And then when it comes back to you, it's like outside the box and you're going, that's not what I told them. But they were doing it because they wanted to make you look a certain way, or or something negative happen. That's this. High Priestess, Devil, Eight of Pentacles. So, it could have been that. It could have been as simple as that. Someone that you didn't care about, divine counterpart. This involves some kind of divine counterpart here that you were after, I feel. Or you felt like was coming back to you in some kind of way. With the Four of Wands and the Lovers, most definitely. And it could have been a divine counterpart that you told, here's the situation. to make them see someone else in the negatives of someone else's shadow side, or some kind of way that you had thought, in order to get this person to come back around here. What advice do you have for Pile 2? Spread your wings. Confidence that leads to freedom and growth. I think that they're wanting you to grow away from this person, I feel. Yep, expansion. They definitely want you to grow away from that person. So let's talk about that for a second. Divine counterparts. Divine counterparts come into our life. Sometimes they don't stay forever. Sometimes they come for a little while and go. But they definitely affect our life in a big way. So this person could have came into your life and caused things to change for you in a very big way, or multiple different ways, to turn you turn you towards a place where you needed to be when it comes to confidence and freedom and growth. Okay? And this expansion here is something that it was caused for expansion here, not to come back around with this person after that. I don't know, there's something to do with you finding independence here. And also, I think that you just felt like this divine counterpart you're gonna be able to spread your wings here with and expand with, and I don't think that played out in your favor here. Let's see what this is. Realignment. You need to realign this here and behind this, what you wanted or what you were trying to achieve, putting in the work. Yeah, this is about this. You having to turn that boat around, go back to this chaotic situation, find strength, and it comes from weakness. What I mean by that is, whoever you hurt along the way, you're gonna have to show your weakness, show your vulnerability, to have things work out in your favor, to bring things back together. And I feel frustration because I feel like you're like, I did all this work and I felt like things were coming together for me, and then they didn't. There's a realignment that needs to shift, perspective that needs to take place here. And you have to put in that work to kind of go back and resolve these issues here. Tell me more about this. Resolving issues. I literally said that like right out of my mouth. So crazy. Solving that inner conflict with others, healing past that trauma. You're going to have to kind of go back, and you know that. You don't want to do it because you don't want to show any your weaknesses or your shadow side, but you know it's there. You know that's part of you. It's part of all of us. We all have it. We could all be a certain way. All of us. Look at the best person you know in your life. The best person. That old grandma that gives hugs and cookies and everything else. Whoever that is for you. That person has been manipulative in their life at some point. I guarantee you. There's no one that goes unseen when it comes to the shadow side. We have that in us. It's there for a reason. I feel it's there because we're meant to play other people's karma out in situations as well, and you could have been that person in someone else's situation scenario here, and I feel like that was the whole purpose of it, but you thought the goal was something else. Happiness. You thought the goal was going towards happiness, towards your happiness. We saw that here. The sun. That's what you were defending. That's what was the challenge. Bottom of the deck is overcoming obstacles. And I do think that there's, lots of obstacles in this situation that need to be overcome, but you have to kind of let your guard down. You have to be vulnerable and say, yeah, you know what? I think I kind of screwed up. I think I kind of was doing something for myself. I didn't realize how that was going to affect you in that way. And I'm sorry. You have to be vulnerable to get to where it is that you want to go, to resolve those issues. Anything else? I have the waxing moon. I manifest my dreams. So there needs to be a new manifestation that takes place here with you. And they want to say that you will have good things coming if you make things right, you know? And that's how it works, guys. That's how karma's a tricky thing, isn't it? Because it's funny that even though sometimes we can get hurt in a situation, and it could be our karma coming back on us, and it could also be the people around us having karmic justice at the same time, good and bad. It's so wild how it works, and how it comes together. Okay, what else? Anything else? We have Virgo here. It's a stubborn energy. No offense to all you Virgos out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a very determined energy, a geez, I can't even say the word right. Mischievous kind of, it's a, how do I explain this? I need help here, Spirit. It's a reliable kind of energy. And I think this is the whole point of why this is the energy you were really kind of in. You were trying to, it's communication, you know, it's part of Mercury. So, and it's also, I mean, how do I explain this? It's the purest, you know, it's the person that sees caution and kind of tries to deter away from that. You want to stay grounded, but it's very self kind of focused in on like a reality of a situation and how that's going to affect everyone moving forward. And this is what they're wanting you to understand, is they understand that this was coming from what you felt like was a good place. You felt like you were seeing things that where you could bring things into the light, but you were doing it to your advantage, and it's something that you didn't really play into effect in this whole situation. You're not a bad person, is what they're saying here. You're not a bad person. We understand why you were doing what you were doing, and it was coming from a hurt place, wanting to have a resolution from the hurt and the pain that you felt, you know, wanting to have justice for yourself. Heart healing. Watermelon, tourmaline, however you want to say it. We also have aquamarine at the bottom of the deck with courage, which is important here, I feel like, for you moving forward. To have courage right here, to be vulnerable and kind of move back into that place where there's an overall amount of understanding that takes place into this whole situation. And so that it can heal things here. Okay, so I want to see what the future energies are moving forward. Really? Okay, I'm just going to take this. So there's a book card here, so there's an acknowledgement here. Isolation. You need to kind of go into that hermit mode and kind of isolate yourself, kind of figure out these things about yourself so that you can't come right back in without understanding why things took place or how things happened and what role you played in that. You need to come back in with a better understanding. And in order to do that, they're wanting you to isolate yourself so that you can have a better understanding about your intuition, High Priestess, and how you use your intuition. Obsessions. They're wanting you, there's something here about having a strong desire to your own wants and needs. This is also like the Devil card, okay? When you have a strong attachment to an outcome of what you want and you need, and that doesn't play out in the way that you wanted to, not only did you spend all that time in that situation, but if you're doing it without, in consideration of everyone else in a way, how that strong desire has affected everything. That strong desire that you had for this other person, and how that's kind of affected everyone else around you. Now, there's the challenge. Two things here with challenge and nurture. I do think this is salvageable, whatever happened. I do think it will come back around in a better way. You may get some kind of letter or communication that's going to be the key to understanding this, that it will come back around. You know, that wheel's going to come back around, that opportunity will come back for you to kind of get through this challenge and nurture this situation here. But you also need to accept the role you played here, and there's a level of nourishment that goes into that. Having that compassion for yourself, having that compassion for, you know, I did this, but I did this because I was hurt. I did this because there's a situation here that I was very hurt from, and I felt like this was my justice in a way, and I wanted to participate in that and help bring things to the surface that would help justify me. And that's okay. You know, having that acceptance that that's okay, and acknowledging that and sharing that and be vulnerable to that with someone else is how you move forward from this. That's a challenge. Self-love is a challenge. Seeing that shadow part of yourself is a challenge. It's not pleasant, but it's necessary to move forward and evolve. You know, it's like being able to see these things that you didn't see before within yourself is how you're capable of changing things in the future for yourself. Now you know. You know? Okay, so I want to get some, I didn't do this for pile 1, but I kind of want to get some Moonology cards, and then we'll get some, a postcard from Spirit before we close. We'll get some initials. I have some, okay. Guess those are the ones that wanted to come out. So we have, yeah, emotions are running high, supermoon. And they are, and this is part of isolation, okay? You need to kind of spend time in this awareness that you have now, even if you're just now coming into this because of this reading, but spending time into this awareness that you have now and kind of seeping into that and feeling that, so that you can kind of move forward. Give yourself some time here. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Yeah, that's definitely true here for sure. You working through that fear that you have here of coming back to this chaotic situation and trying to work things out and what that's going to be like. Face those fears, work through those fears. You need to isolate yourself so that you can work through those emotions that are coming up, so that you know, it's hard for us to step into a situation, especially when we're coming to ask for forgiveness in any kind of way, or to acknowledge how we let someone down in some kind of way, or we did something wrong, or whatever that is. It's hard for us to be in that conversation moving forward if we are in a place of where our emotions are very high, because there's no logic, and you have to be balanced. You have to have that logical sense plus the emotions. Be empathetic, but be logical when it comes to the way someone else was seeing things. Okay, I'm going to take the one that fell on the table because the other one turned over, but it didn't fall out. You are pure joy. Okay. Dear you, now is one of those times where you're being asked to add some distance, take a step back, and do nothing but observe. Wow. Don't worry about how long it'll take to regroup. Just know that it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath, slow down, and look at how far you've come. That's a really good point. I want to stop there for a minute, because you need to really understand that this doesn't affect the process that you have made. It's just like one of those hurdles, you know, that you have to overcome within yourself. But the acknowledgement that you have now moving forward is how you get to that calmer place, right? Directions for the highest good are made when you have clarity which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and making decision process. In this way, that you can approach things from a more natural and non-judgmental place. We know that you'll make the right choice. Trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Stay back now. You will be glad that you did. Love you. So if you're in a place to where you're trying to, and I felt this energy here as well, you're trying to fix this chaotic situation that's down here, they're desperately telling you to take a step back. Take a step back, regroup. Just take focus on this energy here within yourself for a little bit. Because I think that, there's things that are going to play out, that need to play out, and that you have no control over right now. Okay, and it's only going to make things worse for you if you keep kind of pushing it. Okay, so we have the number 7, which is about alignment, reflection. They're wanting you to go in this reflective stage, kind of like that hermit that's in reverse. It kind of needs to be flipped around. You know what I mean? Kind of reflect on this Two of Cups and how all this Two of Cups played into this. How this pain that you've experienced from that played into this whole scenario. We have the number 9 too as well. 9 or 6. 6 is healing, okay? But 6 is usually the pink 6, and this is actually more 9 for me. So 79 or 97 could be significant for somebody. But 9 is, 9 is the number of that intensity that you feel. Things coming to fruition. So I feel like things will come to light for you during this reflection period as well. This whole thing here that you feel within yourself. We have the Star, so that's a reminder there's still being hope here. There's still hope here. There's still blessings and opportunities coming to you in the future. You have to let that light shine through on that darkness within. So we have the black card as well, but we have R, D, Z, S, K, J, I, G, R, and N. So I'm not going to spend too much time here because I feel like this has been a pretty long reading, but I'm going to hold these up so you can see them. If you see anything, if you see any words, could you please, if you mind, put them in the comment box so other people can recognize them that they don't see. And I'm going to leave y'all here. So I know this wasn't the easiest reading to kind of express. I understand. I've been on the other side of this kind of situation before. But I hope that you can step into that self-awareness now, and when you know more, you do better, right? When you know better, you do better. I mean, that's part of this whole process here, moving forward. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps you guys. I hope this brings some kind of something for you in a positive direction moving forward. And yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for your love, your support, and your kindness always, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, Pile 3. So if you chose the Influence of the Angels Tarot, okay. And had to take a deep breath there for a minute. Definitely am feeling y'all's energy for sure. This piece of pyrite, I just got this yesterday in my goddess box. I almost threw it away. It's just kind of hanging out there at the bottom. Luckily, I found it. Okay, so let's put your tarot to the side. I'm going to go ahead and get some oracle cards to start. These are going to kind of give me a better overall look at where you are, what's going on with you, what Spirit's kind of wanting to bring forward to kind of talk to you about, so that you have a better understanding of the situation that you're in. I'm going to help you through that, okay? So Pile 3, there's heart heavy energy here, guys, that I'm feeling. anxious as well. Pile 3. What do I need to know about pile 3's? Okay. So we have birds of a feather, number 25. Number 3, the machine. Time machine. What did I say? The machine? Weird. Time machine. Healing the heart. Yep, told you I was feeling this heavy heart feeling. I'm already seeing 333, which is mind, body, and soul. Don't neglect one for the other. It's a kind of a you bringing those things back together, finding yourself whole again after some kind of chaotic kind of situation. I'm gonna get one more. Can I have one more, please, Spirit? Woo! Willing release. Walking the line is under the deck. I'm going to leave that out because it is Leo season, and I think that's significant as well, because I feel like this is going to take a lot of courage. So pile 3, there's a lot of growth that's happening for you right now. There's a lot of personal growth that you're going through. I feel like this is in different ways. I feel like a lot of this mostly is becoming from experiences that you've had, growing from these experiences, and that's like the overall that they want to focus on, okay? But also I feel like you're in a position in your life where you're having a lot of growth as well take place moving forward. Birds of a feather. I think that you're kind of in a position to where you're seeing a new side of yourself, where you come from. You know, birds of a feather, it really reminds me of like your house, your home, your environment, how you level up to the people that are around you. I think that I feel very, very analytical kind of energy here, like a heavy thinker is what I'm feeling. Okay, so you may be someone that's in a position right now to you're really thinking heavily about the people that are around you and how they all have kind of similarities to one another in some kind of way. And you're kind of in this position to where you're kind of looking, you're up here and you're looking down and you're looking at the situation and you're looking at these other people and you're trying to make sense of everything, right? And you're realizing that this whole thing with these others have kind of built you into this being that you are in some kind of way. So, I mean, this is very similar to you looking at your family and how your family has affected you, or how it's just people that you've been around. This could be also friends, and it could be you just thinking about how you've put yourself into positions and how those positions, those people around you have affected you. This could do a lot with manipulation, guys, now that's coming in the way that it's coming in. It could look like a lot of like manipulation, and you're wondering how certain people have kind of manipulated a situation or manipulated you into a certain place, doing things or being a certain person, and how you're wanting to kind of free yourself from that. Yeah, there's definitely this awareness of how others have manipulated you here, and this wishing that you can kind of, this time machine, you wish you could kind of go back and kind of change things here. This could have to do with the number 3 is the Empress in tarot. So it could kind of be like a mother type issue. It could also be just someone that you felt less Empress kind of energy with. This is divine feminine energy. It's like she's someone that is the creator of life. So it's almost like you wish you could go back in time and kind of create something different here. in the situation. You wish you could change things here. There could have been things here that have been said or done as a result of feeling this way that you wish you could go back and kind of change in the past. Time machine. What else would we go back in time for? You know? Actually, it could be you wanting to relive an experience as well. For some of you, I feel like that's there. But healing the heart, I think as a result of this here, this manipulative understanding here, you've kind of stepped into this place of where you want to heal now from this. I think that whatever happened here is a result of you kind of, I think your heart chakra is kind of opening in a new way. I think that you're stepping into your emotional self in a new way, because there's change here with the number 523. Balancing these things out within is something that I feel like that needs time, and I think that you're aware of that, and I think that you're trying to sit in this place of healing, trying to take everything that you know from the past and what is now in the present and kind of heal past this situation here so that you can get to this point of release, willing release. You know, it's funny too, because here we start off with 4 birds, which I felt were those, you here up high and looking at the situation here there's 3 others here, but you being here and looking at what's around you, the people that are around you. So there's 4, and this is heavy foundation number. 4 is the stability and foundation. So it could result around that, like we talked about. But here with willing release, you have 4 of these. It's almost like, what are you willing to release and hold on to? Or what is it that if you want to hold on to anything, I think there's a level of decisions that need to be made moving forward, but you're kind of in this space here, in the present, this healing your heart. It's very focused on yourself, which is actually really good here. This is where you need to be. You're in the right position. Whatever it is that is here moving forward in your future positions, because this is the way that I do these readings, and the way that I look at this when I pull cards out like this is past, present, and future. So this future energy is something I don't feel like you've quite come into yet, because there's decisions that need to be made here with what it is that you're willing to release. And there's a level of courage that has to go into that. Looky here, you have broken open under this. This is the number 10. And then you have great and fulfilled, great and full under that, which is like that Ace of Cups, which is the number 4. That stability that you're going to be looking for in the future, but you have to get past this point first. I think that this is a piece of hope. Whatever this experience is has definitely broken you open. I think that it's opened up your heart in a different way, and I think that it's also kind of broken you open and aware to your surroundings so that you can more be a better representation of what is authentic to who you are, or what is authentic to you, without being manipulated into that. There's going to be a level of focus. This is again the number 10, number 19. There's a cycle that needs to be completed, and it's like you're trying to figure out what you're willing to release moving forward. And this is also, it's number 49, adds up to 13, which adds up to 4. Lots of 4s here. Lots to do with you're trying to be secure and stable, because I think there's a lot of unsecureness that you're realizing that you were sitting in, which I think is something you're already aware of in the first place, physically, even mentally, but not to this heavy, not to this extent. There's something that has changed the way that you're seeing who you are and why you are who you are in a different way. But definitely, you know, there's a message here of having this knowing of protection around you. Moving forward, wanting this protection around you moving forward. It's almost like, you know, it's funny too, because you may have had always been very guarded with your heart. Always been very guarded with your heart, and not wanting to kind of open yourself up to things because of this energy. And it's like, because you've this awareness, it's almost like you're even more guarded with your heart. But it's weird because it's also opening your heart up to yourself, to what you feel. Because you have to, I think this is a heart decision here moving forward. So you have to have this love for yourself. This is what it's opened you up to. Having love for yourself. What your boundaries are consist of. And how to put both those things together, boundaries, love for self, to make the right decision here of what it is that you want to release moving forward. You want protection, you want security, you want a solid foundation. And this courage here is something that you are very much so aware that you know you're going to have. Okay, let me straighten these up because that's going to drive me nuts. If it's not driving y'all nuts already. And then we'll get some tarot. Tarot, I don't know what tarot's going to tell us. I'm just going to pull the cards. We're just going to see what pops out, okay? Who knows what tarot's going to tell us. But there's look at that. It's almost like there's conflict here, but it's almost like with the Three of Wands, it's like, I know there's conflict. I know no matter what choice I make here moving forward, there's going to be conflict. That's apparent, you know, moving forward. There's a level of aggressiveness that comes out in that. I don't know if you could tell by the way I was talking. But also wanting to do what's best for you. Knowing that you need to do what's best for you. Stay focused here. You also may feel like you have confidence in some kind of conflict that took place. Interesting. Okay. It's very self-focused, but it's in a self-loving way moving forward, which is not something that you had before, but I don't think that you realized it, because I think that there was some manipulation going into play, or you feel that way. And I believe it. Okay. I have the Hermit. Yep, that's where you're at. You're in this Hermit energy, introspection. The Eight of Swords in reverse. You're kind of wanting to pull yourself away from any kind of, you're facing your fears. You're facing the truth, the reality. Wheel of Fortune. You know, this Wheel of Fortune and this time machine here with these two clocks, it's almost like this is something that's been played out. You felt like there's an idea here of you wishing that you had different opportunities moving forward. Are you wishing the best for yourself moving forward? Like you're wanting this change in a situation. Definitely. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is that, wanting a change in a situation, wanting things to be, having either opportunity or having a place for opportunity. With Time Machine here, it's almost like that too as well. Like you wanting to go back in time and kind of having a new opportunity to change a situation. That's, I wonder what that's about. Okay. Ace of Cups in reverse. So the way that I'm seeing this, with this and this here, right on top of one another, you know, the Ace of Cups in reverse talks a lot about you having that self-love, turning that cup around onto yourself, showing yourself the love that you need. But in a way too, it's also, there's a level of sadness that plays into this, because there's a level of loss here. Could be loss in a relationship, or loss that you feel in a connection. Or maybe an opportunity to change. Yeah. Oh, the way that I'm seeing this and it's unfolding, I'm gonna get one more. King of Pentacles. You're having this introspection. This is what you're looking at here. Not letting any fears hold you back from taking an opportunity for yourself. Moving forward and stepping into this King of Pentacles energy, Capricorn energy, but it's a place of having control and stability. This is what you want. And for some of you, I feel like maybe you're turning yourself away from love because of the pain and the hurt. You know, wanting to heal the heart from what it was that you lost. It's the Hermit here. It's the Hermit. Or the Hierophant. Wow. It's almost like this is kind of like having that guidance within, right? You could be, you know, it's like you're going into that hermit mode so that you can have that, you know, you're looking for those answers within. You're meditating and reflecting on the situation or what happened. Sorry, guys. Okay. So you're meditating on a situation that happened, and you're looking at this in a way of the Hierophant. So you could be even going through counseling, or just seeking advice about the situation moving forward, or just going within and searching for spiritual advice even. You know, you could be, you know, praying a lot, or asking for guidance in that way of the best decision here moving forward. Eight of Swords in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse. It's again a sad energy. You're wanting to come out of this depressive state. You know, this is coming out of something that has been very turmoil. It's like whenever you experience some sort of turmoil in your life, or loss, disappointment, okay? Things not turning out in the way that you expected or wanted or desired, and being focused on the negative. But in reverse, it's like you're wanting to kind of face that fear. You're wanting to have acceptance in that situation and move on from that. You want to find peace, but in order to find peace, you have to face some kind of fear here. You know, feeling like you want freedom, but you have to face some kind of fear. Fear of what? I mean, we're going to get more into that. But I think that's part of this willing release and this courage that's here. Waking the line. You know, this here, whatever happened to you, it woke you up in this place. It woke you up. And it's making you go through this healing process that I think that it was something that it's almost like when, okay, It's like whenever you're in a place in your life and you realize, like, you get to that point, which I think most of us kind of do at some point. You know, we get to a place to where we really want to focus on what we want and desire for ourselves. And we realize that we've been not making the choices that we desired, but maybe other people's choices for us moving forward, and how that's affected us and changed us. And then it's like you come aware to that, and aware that kind of maybe even you were being manipulated or used in a situation, and realizing it and now wanting to come out of that. And there's a level of heartbreak with that, definitely. And we'll get some advice about that, because I think there's some introspection that you need. But you desperately want to come out of this, you know, accepting the situation, even though it's hard for you, wanting to break yourself free from that disappointment. Why is the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. Wow. We have the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So I think you walked away from something. I think that if you could go back in time, I think that you would have walked away from something here. Or would have took more time with something, change something. The Eight of Cups is a I mean, I don't know if this is something that you did, if you walked away from your emotions here, because I talked about you coming into your heart space. But the Eight of Cups is definitely someone that's walking away from something that they feel like it's difficult. I mean, it's abandoning something, turning your back on something that you feel like was bad for you. And to have the King of Cups here for that. This is Scorpio energy, but we have a lot of other things out here. We have Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo. Is that it? We have the Wheel of Fortune, so we have all the fixed signs here anyways. But this is the funniest King of Cups I've ever seen. You know, the King of Cups is someone that keeps their emotions to themselves, or they have this emotional balance within, right? Head over heart. Not head over heart, balanced head and heart. It's also someone that has like a strong bond with someone else. Like there's a strength that's in that. There's something here that you walked away from pertaining to a King of Cups. So this could either be your emotions that you walked away from, that you abandoned. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's like you abandoned yourself. It's like you abandoned yourself. It's like you abandoned what you wanted here. And it's like with this, it's like you wish you could kind of go back and kind of change things here. Yeah, moving forward. I'm going to get some more about that in a minute, but Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Wow. That's, again, a card of disappointment. But, I mean, there's some kind of wish fulfillment, a happiness, a good thing that you wanted here. In reverse, it's like you didn't get that. There's a lack of fulfillment here. It's also a lack of confidence. It's almost like you feel unfulfilled about this Ace of Cups, about the love. Yeah. There could be someone here that you felt like didn't love you in the way that you wanted or you thought, There may be some regret behind that about you walking away from this situation or abandoning that situation, and you may want to, you wish you would have addressed that differently, changed that, or you wish you could change that moving forward. That's interesting. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. 2 cards. Okay, so the Fool in reverse and the Magician here. So it's almost like you want to have, like, you want to move in a new direction now that you feel like you have more of what understanding here of what you originally didn't. Like, now you're in this new awareness and understanding. You want to kind of move in a new direction here. You feel like you have everything that you need to do that, to pursue that. But you don't want to make a bad judgment call. You want to be stable moving forward. That's why you're so focused here on willing release. What is it that it's like this again is okay. I have to use all the tools I have now, this knowing that I have now. And don't be foolish here moving forward. Have stability within myself. It's like you don't want to take a leap off that cliff into the unknown. You want to be smart about moving forward and what you release. I want to get into this because this is like obviously here it's you going into that healing space, having introspection, looking for higher guidance, counseling even about what happened here, about this new awareness that you've come into, and wanting to kind of come out of this, find peace, acceptance of this and what has happened so that you can move forward. This here is in the middle of your spread, and it's an important part of this, and I want to get more information about it. So tell me more about this 8 of Cups. There's the 8 of Cups here. How's the 8 of Cups here? The Hanged Man in reverse. So, it's almost like you don't want to repeat that same cycle, you know? You want to have a new opportunity here, I feel like. I'm going to be honest with you. For some of you, I feel like this may be a little bit different because I think you're still in this phase of decision making. Thought process is where I'm focused, okay? So it's like you almost want to have an opportunity to kind of change things. I keep getting this thing about changing things. You wish you could go back and acted differently, chose a different choice. It's like you're stalling here or you're stuck, whether you want to walk away from this completely or not. Some kind of, there's a stability here when it comes to the heart. Someone that you feel either very connected with or you have emotion for that you left behind. The 8 of Cups is abandonment. So, and look at this. He's almost, this man here, he's almost like trying to talk to this angel and tell this angel why I'm making this decision. I'm doing this because of this reason here and blah, 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 you know. I don't know if that's somebody that you did that to, but I feel like there was a level of stalling here, trying to use your head and your heart to make the best decision moving forward. But you're hanging on to something here that you wish you could change. That's the whole point, is that you're hanging on to something here that you wish you could change, and you don't want to repeat that same pattern moving forward. Because there's a helplessness that goes into this. Well, the 9 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Swords in reverse. There is most definitely an energy here of you wanting to go back to something, fixing something, acknowledging something. Tell me more about the Ace of Cups. Oh, more for the Ace of Cups, please. Ace of Cups. The Six of Swords is someone that jumps in that boat and kind of escapes a bad situation. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Most definitely, this is you wanting a new opportunity. When it comes to this, the experience of the heart, you had some kind of heart experience here, okay? In the past, time machine, that could have been pertaining to a divine feminine, because you have the 3 here, which is the Empress and Tarot. But you wish you could kind of go back and do things differently, or get yourself unstuck out of that situation, or change. But you're holding on to this here. It's in the middle of your spread, okay? It's the main focus. This is part of the reason why you haven't moved on. I think this might be something that you're trying to figure out if you should release yourself from. But you have this Ace of Cups, which is, you know, feeling overwhelmed, definitely, when it comes to love, or when it comes to the heart, and feeling disconnected, or something that you turned down, you know. But the Ace of Pentacles is, I want a new opportunity here, or you may have a new opportunity coming up. This is the decision. It is. Because with the Six of Swords and the 9 of, you're not happy about this. And with the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, it's like you want a new opportunity, or you're trying to figure out if you should take an opportunity to kind of go back here to what you felt like was kind of a disaster, and change things. You feel like there's unfinished business here, a lack of progress here. You could have possibly even not opened up emotionally here, or turned someone down, or something that you abandoned and walked away from, that you're still clinging on to or hanging on to. And you almost kind of want an opportunity here to be able to come back, because you're in such it's misery. That's what the 9 of Cups in reverse is about, being very unhappy about a situation or how they turned out. And it's like you're wanting to you feel like there's unfinished business there, and you're wanting an opportunity to be able to make progress with that. What is this Ace of Pentacles associated with? The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Holy moly. This is hard. This is hard. Okay, and you're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is something that you feel like, this could be your abundance, your family, long-term successful thing here, right? You may have everything that you need, or everything that you want. And I'm feeling heavy, like somebody's trying to figure out if they should walk away from something that they have their heart still involved in. The 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment. The 10 of Pentacles is having everything that you need, abundance-wise. And the 6 of Swords is wanting to progress, change this. When it comes up in reverse, it's like you've lost that, right? This is your fear, I feel like, as well. If you go back in time, if you go back and address this, you could also put yourself at risk of loss. There's a level of rejection here that you're afraid of, which kind of brings me here to facing your fears, having a peaceful resolution, how it's going to play out. That's a worry here, because down here, you want to be stable and securing yourself before you bring this opportunity to hand. Because if you bring it and it's disastrous, you're going to have to go through and experience this again. It's like you feel like you have the control of the power. You're wanting to get to this place to where you do, so you don't make a bad judgment call. But you're considering it, but you're not set on it. You're still here. Hermit. You're still having these, going within, looking for the answers of what you need to do here. Your main goal is peace. Tell me more about the Six of Swords in reverse. Three of Pentacles. Yep. This is you wanting to work with others, or wanting to, I mean, this is kind of about committing to something. Committing to growing in a situation. To growing and processing things and moving things in a better direction. But others are involved here, working with others in order to do that. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Swords. That's that communication. Oh my gosh. So communicating the truth about how you feel about this loss and this opportunity is hard. And you know, you have this urge or this desire or want to kind of do that. But you're still processing everything. What is the disappointment, the Five of Cups in reverse? Disappointment, Five of Cups in reverse. What is this? Oh my gosh. Five of Pentacles. That's here. You know, you feeling left out in the cold. You're disappointed because you felt left out in the cold. You felt like completely oblivious or left out in the cold to a situation here. And you're trying to make peace with that. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? What is this from? This cold energy. What's behind that? What's behind that? The Emperor. The Emperor. Someone that had some authority in your life. Someone that had some kind of authority in your life. This is a leadership role that they played, okay? You felt like you had no control here in this situation. And that either you had to leave someone out in the cold, or you were left out in the cold and you had no control over that. This could be also an authority figure or someone around you that felt like you're leaving out in the cold, or they've left you. There's a disappointment that's here. And it's painful. But you're trying to come out of it. The Emperor. The Emperor. The Four of Swords in reverse. This is the truth. This is what you feel. This is what it is. This is what you feel like is having this introspection here. Okay, so you're thinking about this scenario and you're thinking about, you know, the truth and the fear that's around this is the fact that I had to take control and either leave someone out in the cold so that you could have a peaceful resolution here, or is it so that you could move on or accept things for what they were and kind of move forward, have self-forgiveness here. And that was hard. That's the truth. This is the logic that comes into play. Like, logically, the choice that you made was made off of you trying to be honest or in control of a situation or secure in a situation, which is what you're ultimately wanting anyway. But you know, it's something that's hard to do. It takes an emperor you have to be in an emperor energy to walk away from something, or to leave even yourself in the cold. Pulling yourself away from something it's something that was really hard, and you're really thinking on this a lot now. You're really thinking back on this a lot, and you're wanting to have peace with that decision that you made. Forgiving yourself or accepting yourself in the why you made the decision that you did, and knowing that you felt like that was the best decision for you. It goes along here with willing release. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. What does this King of Pentacles want? This King of Pentacles moving forward. King of Pentacles. I'm going to get two more. The Knight of Swords. Again, communication. There's something here where you feel like... Where's the Magician? What are the tools? Six of Cups. Soulmate contract. A soulmate. Kids as well could be a part of this. With the Six of Cups is that soulmate energy. So tell me more about the Six of Cups. I have a feeling of something, but I want to get a clarifier first. Six of Cups before I say anything. Thank you. Yep. Okay. The Six of Cups energy. The thing that's around the Six of Swords is in reverse in the bottom of the deck because you don't have clear vision here about how you want to move forward here. The Eight of Wands in reverse is that because it's the delay of you bringing in this solid information here about this judgment call. Yeah, that's where you're at. You have this new awareness, okay? You've came into some kind of new clarity here, but you're overwhelmed with that, and it's kind of like you're unsure about what is exactly the truth there with the Ace of Swords in reverse. You want a better, clearer vision moving forward. You feel like you have this new awareness of you've been enlightened to something here, and you're wanting to make a judgment call moving forward, but you're still kind of unclear, and you feel like people are tugging on you in different directions. That's the same energy I got here about this manipulative kind of energy. Who's the manipulator here, or who's trying to convince me of something here moving forward? I want to be able to stand up for myself here and have my own judgment call here moving forward. And the Knight of Pentacles it's determined to find, you know, the truth, or use your common sense, or to use what you know and play out that truth. This is a card of action here, right? The Eight of Wands. So it's almost like this desire to want to communicate with someone, or desire to progress or have freedom from the situation here moving forward, but you're in a delay. You're resisting a change, and you're frustrated with the information that you do have, and you're trying to figure out and make sense of all that, and you're using it with your head and your heart, but logically you don't know which point you want to take forward. And then there's this over here with willing release, and I think this is someone that you're trying to figure out, should you release? This Six of Cups here, which is that soulmate contract, and you have the Nine of Swords. I asked, the energy around this soulmate contract here is the Nine of Swords and the Moon in reverse. So it's almost like the Nine of Swords is someone that's kind of really thinking about this a lot, repetitively, obsessively, and you're thinking about it in a way where it's causing you like this mental anguish, right? Like you feel like guilt, regret, remorse, all this kind of stuff, and this could be coming from this person, the way this person's feeling, and being illuminated to things that you didn't see before with that Moon in reverse. Freeing yourself from kind of illusions moving forward. It's almost like you want stability here, and in order to have this, there's an understanding here that you need to have pertaining to this other person, but you want to make sure that you have the way you feel about the situation, the way you are in control of the situation within yourself. That's why you're in this hermit mode, this introspection about how things played out, so that you don't make a foolish decision when it comes to communication about this other person and what's real and what isn't. Does that make sense? Before you have this willing release. Because ultimately, like I said, you want to be in a peaceful place, right? So I want to get a couple of cards here. I'm going to get some, there's the sun again. I want to get some of these. Tell me more. Well, holy moly. Well, there's only 4 there. I'll take them. Okay. We have new moon. So the new moon could be bringing in a lot of that information there for you. But it says open up your heart and set the intention. What is it that your heart is yearning for or pushing you towards? is the right choice. I mean, there's a heavy emphasis here on you also using your heart in this decision making moving forward, in this introspection here within yourself, that self-love that I feel like you had before, and with the situation itself. But set the intentions there. Leo, that's this same energy here with this line, having that courage, having that opportunity, sun energy, having that clarity within yourself, being that leader, taking on that role, having confidence. And this is what you're wanting to get to ultimately, because you can't release something if you don't have confidence in releasing it. You don't have clear understanding in what that is before you release it. You know what I mean? You'll know what I mean if this is your reading. We have Aries energy here, which is also the Emperor, which is about you having that confidence and being driven. And I feel like you will find this outcome, and we'll see a future energy here, but I feel like you will find some kind of outcome to this once you step into this courage. But you have to go through this introspection first. You're in this place already, and I think that you're probably in the middle of this place here, to where you're trying to make sense of it all with everyone else to the side. Do you know what I mean? Like when you re-experience a situation that you went through and you're trying to make sense of everything without everyone else's input in the mix. So you're trying to isolate yourself here so that you can have a better guidance, heart healing. There's heavy emphasis here on, I think a deep knowing that you have that in order for you to be able to have this willing release to move forward, it's almost like you know that you have to heal this heart space. You have to heal through this first before you can ultimately get to this more peaceful place that's here. But it's going to take some time to do that. Yeah, to step into that. Rest. Yep. And moving on. Endings that bring healthy beginnings. There's definitely some rest that's going to have to go into this before you kind of, it's almost like here, it's like saying, be smart. You're going to have an opportunity to take a leap towards this understanding that's here so that you can kind of move forward. But be smart about it. Make sure that you have everything knowledgeable wise, how you feel, how you think about it before you interact here, before you communicate here with the Knight of Swords, before you communicate your truth. Ultimately, you want to get to a better place, though. That's what this whole thing is, healing your heart space. And this takes time. And I'm going to tell you something. The people that are around you, if they respect you and your boundaries and everything else, they'll give you that time that you need. It says a lot about people when you ask for it and they don't give it to you. It's a boundary, and if someone keeps trying to cross your boundary, I mean, you're just going to have to see how these individuals or whoever this is reacts to the way that you're moving forward. If they're going to respect that, or if they continue to try to break that boundary that you're putting in place here. I mean, time shows you a lot. I'm honestly, when it comes to being in a situation like this and seeing how everyone else's reaction. Advice for pile 3. Embrace. Yep. Find peace in your current state of being. Yeah, they're asking you to just kind of bring balance to yourself, or try to find peace with what happened in the situation that you're in, so that you can go through this reflection in a calm space. Confession. So that's pulling me back here with this. It could be just something that a secret that you're holding on to, or that you've held on to in the past, because there's this time machine energy that's throwing all this into a different direction. It's not like you're pressing forward. It's like this is a wishful energy, you know, Nine of Cups in reverse, of wishing that you could have did things in a different way, changed a situation in your past. And that could pertain to a confession. Maybe you weren't honest maybe you weren't honest somehow with someone, and you wish you could go back and kind of be honest. A divine counterpart, it could be. And now that's kind of an obstacle moving forward. How do you go back and, how do you go back and say, you know, I wasn't being fully honest in that situation? It takes being vulnerable. Yeah. This is definitely with a particular person, because the Ace of Cups is there and the soulmate card's here. Now you have divine counterpart. You want to get through this obstacle. Yeah, but it's going to take courage. This is the overall energy. So whatever it is, it's going to take a lot of courage. Anything else for pile 3? Ooh, recognition. It's almost like, actually, I'm going to get one more for that before. What's the recognition here? Tell me more about that recognition. Tell me more about the recognition. Rest. Yeah. There's a heavy energy here of you in acceptance. Accept past and current situations, work through issues gracefully. That's the whole thing here. I feel like you're in a good mindset because you're wanting to do this in a graceful way. You know, you don't want to just cut this off abruptly. You're really thinking about this process of what happened in isolation, so that you can have a better understanding of the situation and accept the situation to where it is now, so that you can overcome the obstacle here and kind of make a different choice, you know, moving forward, whether that's staying or going or whatever that is for you, but kind of laying all your cards out on the table and saying, hey, this is the way I experience things, or this is what happened and this is what didn't happen, or what I should have, could have done, or whatever that is, so that you can accept it and either release it or just move forward to a calmer place, right? And here it's like saying you need to recognize that you need to rest on this. Don't make any kind of impulsive decisions. They want you to really, with this King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords as well, they want you to be in a very because you're at a crossroads here. They want you to be at a very stable, because it's important for you to find that stability, just something you didn't have back here. They want you to feel very stable and confident in your truth, in your communication. And I think that's important to you as well, especially if there's any kind of manipulation that was associated around the situation. People using you for their ulterior motives, you know. And that may be part of the question here that you're wanting to kind of figure out or understand. Because there's some kind of soulmate here that is heavily, and I think you are too as well, but they're very heavily in their Nine of Swords energy. They're very heavily in their thoughts, okay? It's guilt, it's regret, it's a joyless, it's remorsefulness, it's anguish. They're in that Nine of Swords energy, sleepless nights, all that stuff. With the moon in reverse, like wanting to be illuminated, things wanting to come to the surface or come out. You know, things not being hidden anymore, things coming to light. Trust in the answers that you're getting here. This is what whoever the Six of Cups is to you, this is what they're wanting here. This is what they're experiencing here. Okay. Future energies, Spirit. Future energies in this situation. Hope. Okay. Remain hopeful here. A positive, favorable outcome is still possible, which you're trying to get into that place. Future energies in this pile 3 here. Future energies. Safe. This is very significant. Very, very significant here for you. Especially on top of this card, where she's holding her heart, that guard. You know, it has to be safe for you to love. It's a big part of your experience. You could have been someone that experienced a lot of distrust or betrayal of some sort, and you have to feel safe. This could be also a wound that you carry that prevented you from making a honest decision moving forward. Yeah, that's weird. It's working. Future energies. Book card. So there is still things here that are kind of unknown that you'll gain. There's things here that I think that you're unaware of, or there's things you don't know about. It's saying to use your intuition to seek the answers. It's a card of you gaining more knowledge moving forward with the soulmate. There you go. Soulmate came up here 3 times in this reading. This is definitely having to do with that, and whether you're going to release this or not, with willing release that's here. There's some kind of truth here that needs to still come to the surface with the soulmate energy. We have confusion, look at that, on the bottom of the deck, and challenges, and wheel of luck, and deception, and missing you. And very soon, there's seriously someone here, guys, that you are confused about, and that's a challenge. This is a challenge, this understanding, trying to have this, just figuring out things for yourself. You have an opportunity here for some kind of deception to come out, and this person is missing you. And I feel like very soon, we have romance, love, wisdom, and express with happiness here, and make an effort with regrets. This person wants this, okay, whoever this is here, whoever this is here, this person, I think this person's in love with you. I want to get a card for that. Oh my God, that just like made me feel weird or took my breath away or something. Tell me about this soulmate. I want to know, what is this connection for this soulmate here? What do they feel? The Empress. Holy freaking cow. It's this energy that's up here, this being safe to love, this Empress energy. This is how they feel about you. So yeah, I mean, it's the Empress. That's all the queens in one. You know, this is this person. Okay, so, whoa. What in the world? Now they're gonna just throw them at me. We have the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and hold on. The Lovers. Guys, we got it. The Empress speaks. The Queen of Cups is nourishment. It's that nourishing energy, which we saw here. And this is a repetitive message. This person here, whoever this Empress is wanting to nourish you. Yeah, is wanting to nourish you in this connection here. I mean, you have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands, so there's passion in this connection that they feel to you is here. This person's in love with you. I mean, that's literally what I asked. I got the Empress, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Those are all like the loving, most loving energy in the tarot. So, yeah, I would say that this person's in love with you. Okay, so let's see what, I'm just curious, just out of curiosity. I know this is a long reading. They all are. They're all over an hour. I haven't been back in a while, so I was just curious what this Empress would say to you, because I think this is going into an effect of a conversation. You're in introspection, but what would this Empress say? Well, okay, this Empress wants to talk to you, but they do find you very attractive, apparently. Look here, a card of everything. We've got the hidden truth, the in the shadows, and the hidden. Oh, there's more. Okay. I hope that you can forgive me one day. So there could have been something here that this person is, yeah, Nine of Swords. That came out into the open, they feel kind of remorseful about in some kind of way, or some kind of, this person is wanting to speak the truth, I feel like. I want to tell you how I feel. Yeah, they're wanting to speak their truth here. Oh my God, I love it when readings go like this. Back to back, you know, it's awesome. I've been struggling. Yep, Nine of Swords energy. This person is struggling with wanting to kind of speak their truth or whatever that is. I'm in a committed relationship. So here's the thing with that. This person, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest with you. I'm in a committed relationship. Why is that there? This could be just, this doesn't just mean a relationship that this person's in. This could be anything in their lives that they feel like they are committed to in some kind of way, okay? That they felt some kind of commitment to. Why is this, okay. I hide behind material things, okay? Might be part of it. And just being near you is intoxicating. That's interesting. And I'm becoming a better person's at the bottom of the deck. I think this person is kind of evaluating how they were perceived. Yes. How they were perceived. That's what they want to talk to you about. I have a card for this. Relationship. Justice in reverse. That's it. Wow. That's it. This person doesn't feel like this was fair to them in some kind of way. That King of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck with strength. I definitely feel like this person is like wanting to speak their truth here, possibly ask for forgiveness. I feel like there was no, something happened here with this person where they don't feel like that they had justice or they got justice or they're being perceived in a bad way. Give me some advice here moving forward for pile 3. Advice. Okay. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini and the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, this is again, bottom of the deck, guys. There's that line again. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So there's an emphasis here about you not being too prideful to kind of look at the bigger picture here moving forward, so that you don't have regret, I feel. But communication is key. They're wanting you to, we saw that King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. The communication in this is the key to the outcome. And bringing love into the situation, which is something I don't think that you did before or had before. Tell me a postcard from Spirit, please, for pile 3. Okay, that was fast. With love. Imagine that. That's what it says on the back. Dearest you, do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you, and we hear you ask for guidance. That's just here. That's funny. But you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part, now let us do ours. You could be awestruck if you knew how many strings that we've pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be a co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, those Spirit's timetables and ideas of how things will play out may be quite different from yours. Trust us, Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to the other areas of your life. And before you know it, a miracle will be taking place. We love you so much. Wow. So I feel kind of called to pull one of these. I didn't pull one of these for anybody else, but there's definitely, you going through this introspection and bringing love into the situation and communicating feelings and love, guys. Come on. Seriously. There's definite, and trust is at the bottom of the deck, which is important. I'm going to read all these because all these are important for me. I don't care how long this is. I want to make sure that I bring the message, and I'm not gonna not bring this one because I think this is really important here. This trust travels under that. When love is invited to take over, bring love into the situation, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. Yeah, they're saying to kind of go through this process of rest, do what this is valuable to get to this stable place that you need moving forward. And then it's like the directions will be shown to you, you know. Feelings here. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they are no longer holding me captive. You know, and that's important too, especially if you have love for this person or something to that nature, or just want to have a more positive direction. If you don't express that, or if you don't allow those feelings to come to the surface, it's almost like they hold you captive in a way of regret, you know, moving forward. It's a hard feeling when years down the line you look back and say, man, I knew I should have done something there. I knew I should have did something differently there. And they're really wanting you to kind of focus in on this, because you do have free will, and it's ultimately, it's always going to be your decision. That's why they're wanting you to take the time that you need. Love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. So again, I'm feeling like this. You need to kind of really put yourself first. I mean, there's a place up here where I feel like you didn't do that in the past. You didn't put yourself first. It was more about what others around you. And they're wanting you to do this. They're wanting you to put yourself first. What it is that you want to do, whether that hurts this person, whether that hurts you, hurts people around you. I mean, they want you to put yourself in a place to where you know when you move forward, you trust in that situation moving forward, and there won't be regret there. Okay, so we have the heart, we have an H, we have an N or Z, I guess. Actually, I think this is actually meant to be Z. We have X, that's like that crossroads. We have S, Q, another S, W or M, N, hashtag. So with this hashtag, it's almost like there's more to it than you know. Because like with hashtags, that's what it is, right? I mean, there's more to it. Yeah. And C is in the bowl. Look, S, C. See clearly. You need to see things clearly moving forward here. Okay, I have N, E, O, and Y here at the bottom. So new is here. Oh, there's something new here that you need to see. What else? Home. There's home here. So this can involve home or homes. Could affect homes. We have NY here, so New York might be significant for somebody. We have X with the heart, so this could be, you know, an X of some situation. We have seen here. Somebody wants to be seen, or you need to be seen in this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna leave y'all here to that. These could be initials, or these could be, you know, whatever you want to spell here. We have oh, and there's a Q here. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, I'm gonna hold this up for you guys. I know this is a long reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I hope it helps moving forward. Gives you some kind of guidance here moving forward, guys. I'm gonna go take a very long nap now because it's wore me out. And yeah, good luck to you guys. I also see messy in the bowl, so things might have got pretty messy here. This needs to take some time, the situation. You need to take time to yourself. I think this person as well, there's things they needed to kind of take time to, you know, good luck to you guys. I hope that you find like some kind of peaceful resolution here. And yeah, thanks for your love. Thanks for your support and your kindness always. And hope to see you soon.